I thought about coming around and doing that, but
This is live.
hello, Internet.
Boy, the hall is a lot noisier today.
It's going to be that way, and tomorrow's going to be worse. Are we still in this one?
Yeah.
Hey, folks, welcome to the Dice Tower live stream. I'm Tom Basil. We have started a little bit early just because, hey, there's nothing wrong getting ahead of schedule, and this hall's already...
It's at the top of your head.
This hall's already going, so we're going to be starting with Cryptozoic games.
Camera, Tom.
Cryptozoic games. So I will now turn it over to my esteemed co-host, Eric Summerer.
Like, if I'm reading out loud a passage to a friend, like I'm like, oh, I really like this passage. I always dislike audiobooks that like when someone will do like a bit in them. Do you understand what I mean? Like, well, yes and an audiobook.
Yeah, okay.
You know? Which is weird, because I like yes-anding in every other circumstance.
What just happened?
That's Slappy!
Doing Animaniacs references?
Of course.
And I wasn't invited.
We just need to empty the audio real quick.
Empty the audio.
Gets full. Starts spilling over.
The audio's full.
We have too much audio.
We have too much audio. You should know how that works.
Yes?
It's like too much hot chocolate.
You guys do this at Origins every year?
We have this is either the third or fourth year that we've done this. And this is the first year we're doing live streaming here. We did it at the Gamma Trade Show and had a live stream going.
How'd that go?
It went very well, and we actually did, it's a little trickier here, but there we did questions. We do a segment like this and recorded it for posterity, and then the live stream, the chat is going while people are watching the segment being filmed.
So you can do
and
Q&A?
so then we'd move the guest over to another table and do a live Q&A.
That's great.
While the next guest was setting up, and then we'd spin it around once they were ready.
Twitch is all about interactivity with audience.
It was really neat because you got that immediacy. You'd also have a little bit more of an unfiltered question and answer. So
Yeah,
you get some.
I mean, I think we live in an era in which people are really bored by stagnant media, where it's media that's been filtered through a can that makes it more acceptable for everybody. People want to see the live. That's why I think like wrestling has gotten a resurgence.
Okay.
That's something I'm into, but when I look at it, I'm like, well, it's theater.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Broadcast on television. It's people, they can mess up. They can mess their lineup. They don't recut and reshoot if it gets ruined. They keep going.
It's recorded live and yeah.
If you see a theater performance or a wrestling performance or a Twitch stream, and then you see the performer afterwards.
All right, we're just waiting for everyone to be in place, and then we'll be jumping over to the set.
All right. Z, we'll turn on the cameras and go on Eric's signal.
All right.
One thing I should explain is that once we get going, I'm going to do a quick clap and a slate for audio saying who you are and what we're talking about, and then a second later I'll actually talk to the camera and introduce you. I had the guest after the slate start talking. Oh yeah, this is a great game, and we hadn't actually.
I understand.
started.
You're doing the clacker.
Yeah.
Scene 1, take 14.
Hey, if you need to unlock it, it's 5250.
Come on, you could have had a very cool Van Halen reference, just one number two. Is it a 5?
Well, 5150, baby.
And don't freak out on the timer. That's just so that we know when we're getting close to where we want to stop.
I'll
It's
freak
not
out.
a hard limit. It's more of a, it's time to wrap it up as we get close to the end. Do you? We stop. We will be cut off.
He pulls me out.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
I'm rolling.
This is Japanime Games, and we're talking about Heart of Crown. Hello and welcome back to Columbus for the Origin Summer Preview. I'm Eric Summerer. I'm here with Robert from Japanime Games, and we're looking at Heart of Crown.
Right, that's right. This is Heart of Crown. It is a deck building card game
Okay.
for 2 to 4 players. Games take about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on your play speed. It's a game all about getting your princess to coronation.
Okay.
Because, you see, you're not the princess. You're
I'm not the princess.
princess's campaign manager.
And we each have a princess that we're trying
not to start.
Oh.
I'd like to believe that this game you start out as kind of a grifter.
Okay.
You're trying to get some money together, back a princess,
Okay.
and try to get her to the throne. You're basically forming a super PAC. And
Okay.
you go from there. You're going to use bribery,
Yep.
military tactics,
Okay.
and witchcraft to get
Sure.
your princess to the throne. So
Okay.
it's basically real politics.
Yes.
So do you want me to get
Yeah.
started? with the
How do we do
explanation?
this? We start out with a starting deck.
So, like most deck building card games, you start out with the starting deck. You get 3 apprentice maids. I don't know if we.
Yeah, we're looking over here. We can do
Sure.
that.
You get 3 apprentice maids. They are essentially your bumbling maid that really doesn't do much for you.
Okay.
So if you're the traveling vagabond, they're constantly being clumsy. It's like a Disney movie. And you have your farming villages.
Okay.
They're what's going to generate you resources.
Okay.
So every turn you draw 5 cards. So I'm going to not shuffle because I want to draw
Yep.
a very specific 5 cards.
Sure.
But I imagine it'll be 5 farming villages. So let's say that that's my opening hand.
Great.
All right. Now, like in a lot of deck builders, there's a limit to how much you can play in a turn.
Okay.
But what this one uses is these little golden bridges. These golden bridges act
there.
as a method of seeing if you can keep going.
Oh.
So basically the way it works is I play a card. Do I have a bridge?
You can keep going.
I can keep going. I play a card. Do I have a bridge? Well, let's
Yeah.
mix something
Yeah,
in here
yeah.
real quick.
And so I
Trading
bought this
ship.
trading ship.
Yep.
And it's
so
in my
say
deck.
It's another turn.
Yep.
I draw it, and I play my trading ship, and I give myself 2 coins. Can I keep going?
You cannot keep going
I
because
cannot
there's
keep
no
going.
bridge.
That's correct. There's
Okay.
no bridge. My turn stops.
All right.
However, say I were a wise campaign manager, and I was trying to get that princess in there quick, I would have gotten a post horse first.
Oh, whoa. So this has an arrow on the side and the bottom.
Exactly. So I can keep
like
going.
a
in
branching.
multiple- Yep.
Oh, so it's almost like the +2 actions card in maybe another deck builder, but it's a
Sure.
visual aspect.
Yes. It's visually represented. It's very easy to pick up because
Huh.
do you have a golden bridge? Yes. Keep going. Do you not? Then stop.
That's actually, but then you don't have to do the whole, well, now I have 2 actions,
Right.
-1 is okay, it's 1, but I got 3 more, so you're not doing that math anymore.
Exactly. It's all visually represented. So there's
Okay.
it removes that element where if I'm like, draw 2 cards, I have 2 actions remaining. Draw 2 cards, I have 1 action. No, there's none of that. It's just you keep playing if you have bridges.
So how do I align myself with a princess?
So basically the way you align yourself with a princess is, so throughout your turns, you're going to be gathering up resources, getting money, all
Buying
that sort of
cards,
thing.
getting them in the deck.
And let's say we're very fortunate, and in a latter turn, we play our city, into a large city, and then we play a few other cards, but all that really matters is we reach
got
6
enough
gold.
Okay.
Gold is what we use to purchase anything in the game.
Right.
Including backing our princess.
Great.
So I now have more than 6 gold, and I decide when I enter the buy phase of the game that I'm going to back a princess.
Great.
So I'm going to back, let's say, my favorite, which is the South Sea Princess. She's basically
Okay.
a rapscallion pirate.
Sounds good.
When I back her, I take 3 territories that I use to back her, and they leave my deck. They're removed from my deck, and they enter my kingdom, or I believe the rulebook calls it your demesnes.
Okay.
And she becomes ruler of them, and this is now your kingdom. It's always in play in front of you, has any of the effects that the territories you use to get it.
So now I always have, what was that, 7 gold?
Not quite
Okay.
exactly. See, because in my opinion, you have to use the gold that the cities generate to keep them moving. But what you can use a city for is you can store cards on them. They become a bank equal to or less than the cost of the city.
Okay.
So say I've got an alchemist, but I have no cards left to draw, because you see an alchemist draws me 2 cards.
Okay.
So I don't want to use her this turn. I am going to store my alchemist in my large city, and she can remain there.
Okay.
Or I can have a rampart. Soldiers are invading your territory, rampart can stop that. So I'm just going to put a rampart on my city. And now if anybody ever tries to attack it, I just point at this rampart, tell them not today.
Huh.
Right. And see, this can get a bit tricky.
Okay, so now you got multiple, can you get multiple princesses that you're...
You cannot get multiple princesses.
Okay.
You get the one princess and you're done. In fact, it's kind of traitorous you would even suggest something like
why
that.
would I? No, of course not. No,
Right.
this is my princess.
This is,
Yes.
you will back her unto
Forget
death.
I said anything.
It's going to be, the Inquisition's going to be knocking
So
it a little while.
this looks like it has layers to it. This is
Oh
interesting.
yeah, and like I was saying, your character is playing a lot of infantries and trying to attack your opponent, and your opponent sets up with a rampart. I tell you what you need. You need to get cards like a battering ram. Battering ram picks a card in every player's domain, knocks it out. So it's a game all about layered strategy.
Yeah.
It's not one of those deck builders where you just buy a bunch of a single card and everyone just kind of rotates buying that card.
Right.
It's more of a game where it's, let me get the cards I need for right now. Let me get my kingdom going. And then once you get your kingdom going, the whole objective changes.
So when do we get to see this game?
This game will be coming out in September.
Excellent.
The Kickstarter already backed up, but if you're interested in it, Pledge Manager's up. Just look up Heart of Crown on Kickstarter or Pledge Manager. You'll find it there. Or on our website, Japanime Games. The game will have online components, multiple expansion packs, all sorts of stuff.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Robert. Heart of Crown.
Heart of Crown.
Thanks for watching. All right, let's set up for Naruto.
All right.
How do you want these? You want them separated or?
Nah, we'll just clean it up as quick as possible. I'll be done with this.
Play that. What's the other thing though too? Like if she has it at her house, we can play it at her house.
All right.
Just got here.
Tom took the 360 camera rig to go shoot a couple videos that we'll hopefully have up sometime later today or early tomorrow morning. Okay. I believe we are ready to throw back to set.
On a path and find this tranquil space that's just been carved out of a modern city. It's fascinating.
Right, exactly. This game's been very popular. I think that's mostly the license is very popular, you know. It's a fun game though. We have a lot of fun with it. It's the game we play when we want to just kind of play a game. You know, and we want to maintain team unity with the booth.
Good.
Because we're all working together in it. And there we go. Right? Yes. Okay. Let's get this over here. I'm not going to set up the tokens, but
that's fine. Whatever you need to do to show things, and again, high level is what we're looking for. So just let us know when you're ready, and we'll queue it up again. These are all different sculpts.
Yep.
If you wanted to have the box, we could set the, like that. That works too. All right, guys, I think we're ready.
We tip that a little bit towards me. That's a little bit better.
That better? Plus, you can reach in a little bit.
Rolling here, I'm rolling.
Rolling there. Ready for sync? This is Japanime Games and Naruto. Hello and welcome back to Columbus for the Origins Summer Preview. I'm Eric Summerer here with Robert from Japanime Games.
Hello again.
We're looking at Naruto, a cooperative game, which has me interested right off the bat.
So, Naruto is a cooperative board game for 2 to 5 players. Games take about an hour.
Okay.
There's multiple levels of difficulty, so depending on how competitive you and your friends are, you might be able to bring that spirit to help you defeat the board. Essentially what the storyline is, and a little bit of a spoiler alert, if you're not fully up to date on Naruto, you might want to cover yours for like 5 seconds, is you're essentially fighting against the Akatsuki, trying to stop them from summoning Gedomaza.
Okay.
Gedomaza is a large beast that gains power for every tailed beast he steals. Throughout the game, the bad guys, the Akatsuki, will be moving between numbered areas, and they spend 3 turns absorbing the tailed beast there. And if you want to play on an easier mode, they can take 4 turns absorbing the tailed beast. Each time, you and the rest of your ninja crew are going to go around trying to stop them. You'll fight traps, weak enemies, and basically various follies, like kind of encounter cards that can occur to you along the way.
Okay.
As you go, you'll gain experience. Each of your characters will gain more chakra, to which they can cast spells. They might gain a higher base attack power, things like that. And as they grow, theoretically the enemies will grow as well. So it's all about racing to stop them and making sacrifices when you must. So it's the kind of game where you're not going to get a perfect score.
Okay.
The goal is to get a win.
A win.
A win is a win.
Okay.
Whereas a perfect score is probably going to lead you down a dark path. Sometimes you have to make that decision where you go, you know what, we're never going to get to, let's say, the 8th spot. We got to let him take the 8-tailed beast.
Okay.
And so it's all about making sacrifices when you need to, working together, and rolling dice. So essentially characters, to explain the core mechanics, have a stat card. So if we look at Kakashi, Kakashi has, what is it called? 3 attack, 4 chakra, and a hand size of 4.
Okay.
So he would start the game with 4 there, 3 health base, and he would start with 4 cards in his hand.
Okay.
So I don't know if I shuffled this, but each of his cards, as you can see, has a cost to them, a chakra cost. Some of them are blue, which makes them support cards. Some of them are red, which makes them specifically attack cards.
Gotcha.
And essentially, each of the characters has their different strengths and abilities. So when you're building a party, it's like building a party in an MMO. It's like building a party in a dungeon crawler. You got to
Have strengths and build it so they work together.
Exactly. Kakashi is a support character. He's really, really good at manipulating the battlefield, copying your abilities, and so if you have a strong DPS character, he's great to pair with it. Whereas Sakura is a great character for healing. Her abilities remove stuns, remove paralysis, and she basically can keep the party going. Naruto is a DPS. He's got just tons of damage, high output, all that sort of thing. It's a real fun game to play with your friends, especially if you're fans of the Naruto series, because all of the cards, everything from this game is done with a lot of love for the Naruto series.
Okay. How many choices of characters do we have in the box?
From the box, you can play as Sakura, Naruto, Rock Lee, Kakashi, Sai, Shikamaru.
Okay.
Yep. And more characters are planning on coming along the way. We have about 3 right now that are in the works that should come out relatively soon. But this is available now. It's the first release.
So this big bad's going to move around the board. He's sort of a timer. Can you slow down that timer?
Well, yes and no. So it's interesting. When you say you catch up with him here in the sands around here and you're fighting him here, and it's only, let's say, round 1. If you defeat him here, the round ends. It cycles all the way, and he immediately goes over to 2.
But he didn't get the beast that he was...
He did not get the beast, but now you're all left here, and you got to catch up to him there. So the game kind of forces the narrative of the show, because the narrative of the show, characters constantly fight people one-on-one.
Sure.
And it's always like, well, why don't y'all just gang up with him? Just like throw a sheet over his head and beat him up. Well, the game kind of shows you that, because if you all jump him here, you're kind of now just left here.
And now he's unopposed, and if you can't get over there fast enough to catch him again.
Because the Akatsuki are a network. They're everywhere.
And this just happens to be the force that's doing something right now.
Right, exactly.
How soon can we see this game?
This game is available now.
Right over there.
Yeah, right over in the exhibit hall, over at the Japan Anime Games booth.
And available in distribution as well?
Available in distribution, yep.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Naruto, have a good day. There we are. Pretty simple.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Do one of you guys want a copy of this? I mean, I already have demo copies set up at my booth.
I'm sure Tom would like to take a look at it if he doesn't have a copy already.
Because if you play 4 and you are already in first place, you're going to lose. So the hair's already out in front when it's time to score, and 4 cards are out of the turtle's going to be one spot whenever it's 1 to 2 cards. And then he will move the number of cards minus 1 if it's between 3 and 4. So the maximum he's going to move is 3. 4 cards. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I love how they write it that way. So in this case, he would move 3 spots. Now there is also a howling card, which we didn't lay out. But in the corner of the card, out of the bottom, you see this little emblem. If one of the cards for the wolf, whether it's one card or one of the 4 cards, is a howling wolf, then that means that nobody moves but the wolf. So the wolf is the only one that moves, and everybody else, no matter what they've got down, will stay put. Yes, and there's 3, exactly. There's 3 in the deck. And so that's one of those instances, if someone lays out a howling wolf already, you might as well just dump cards if you don't want to get rid of the stuff that they use. Fox is pretty simple. He just moves the number of cards that are laid out for him. So maximum healing moves. And then a little bit more algebra with down the sheet. We've got a lot of sheet cards sitting right here. Play them all right here. This is going to stop it. And then you can continue on, but then he has to stop it. So that's the movement of the sheet. That is all there is to it.
Soon we play till we get.
Yeah, exactly. So you play to, and if, like, for instance, if the hair is already crossed the finish line, this in first. So crossing the finish line means going past this time. If he's already in first, you can still get rid of hair cards, and even though he's already on the podium, just like get rid of those, because that way it'll help you like draw some major cards instead of that. That's all there is to the game. Yeah. So you have a first player token that'll just change between players, and that'll allow. Sometimes it's an advantage to go first. I don't know. I don't have those. Maybe I don't know if those are. Oh wait, no, I do know what those are. That is for if you want a simpler version of the game. If you have real small kids, I don't know if you have any little small kids, but there is a variant to the game where you can put those out, and it plays a lot simpler. I don't think you use like this card. I think you just kind of move by the number of cards, and I think those are. Yeah. If you like want boosts, something. I'm not sure. I honestly have never played it. There's only one page. It's all. That is a promo card for the Three Little Pigs. So I believe like every one of the Tales games that I've opened has had that card in it. This is by far my favorite of those Tales games. My second favorite would probably be the Three Little Pigs.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them on the show.
I played through that. It's not too bad. That's more of a dexterity movie if you like racing stuff. They always call it for kids. This one I can go out with adults and play. You'll get 7 cards each, so you deal 7 each other. And then of those 7 cards, you can select one of them to be an additional character. It doesn't have to be something that you already have. And then so you're always going to draw back up to 6. So if you play 3...
All right, everybody. We're waiting for a representative from Yellow to come for their appointment. We haven't seen anybody yet, and nobody has eyes on Tom either. So, to entertain you all, if you'd like, I have Mike, the board game makeover guy, on deck to answer some questions, but because of the delay, you guys might want to start loading those into chat now, and then that way, when I call him over here, he'll have some questions to work with.
I think you want to play with only 6 cards, so I would go ahead and select a third, and then...
Well, that'll kind of...
Yeah, then maybe you can get first, second, and third place. And it would really be kind of interesting to see the dynamic between those two. And sometimes it's the luck of the draw, because I know I've drawn before, and I had mentally who I wanted to pick, but it wasn't one of the cards that was dealt to me. So I was like, ooh, maybe I got to go with somebody else.
You want to go first? Or you want me to go first? Thanks.
Because like he said, you best play 2 rounds, so what'll happen is, first, second, third, you see everybody's going to go first place. You're just getting points. So, just think about it. You're playing to 5 people.
Right. There are different heroes
Handing around.
you will do one at a time. So what you do is you draw a card, see what do what? And you can either put it in the dungeon, or you can yeah, so you're building the dungeon. So like I might you look at that, you're like, I'll put it in there, you don't know what you're putting in. You look, you're putting cards in there, and then you'll be like, what beats that? And then at a certain point, let's just say there's more cards here, I'm like, I'm out. And then you're like, I'll do one more. And that guy's like, I'm out. He's like, I'm out. And that forces you to go through the dungeon. If you successfully go through the dungeon,
Hopefully we got some questions on deck.
if you fail to go
Have a seat.
Sorry, I went the wrong way.
I need to scoot in some. Let's see. All right, everybody. Okay.
Am I too close?
Yeah.
Is it a little uncomfortable?
Yeah, there's a delay, so don't worry. You'll see yourself in just a
I'm
second.
not worried about it. Hey, there's me.
All right. Hey everybody, it's Mike, the board game makeover guy,
Smiling.
and he's gonna fill some time for us answering questions.
Oh,
If you guys will send some in. Oh, where do you find those tiny poker chips?
that is the most question that people ask me, and they are really hard to find. I've looked for them. I had a set of 300 at one point, and I tried to buy more, and I have not been able to find them. And I found them from poker discount poker shop and on eBay at one point. So the only ones I can find now, those are 7 gram. The only ones I can find now are the 2 gram ones, which are even smaller from the poker discount shop. And they're even smaller. They're as nice though, I don't think. But sorry, they're hard to find. When will be there more games in the Games on a Plane series? Probably in about 3 weeks, because I've got the next 2 weeks lined up. I have to pay off this trip by selling a bunch of stuff, and then I'm going to actually start getting back on that. I really do like doing the planes on a Games on a Plane stuff, because I've got tons of magnets, and magnets are my friends. So.
All right. Let's see. Is it possible to put the live feed on the 360 camera?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, not likely. The short videos that we have shot on those are huge. We're just doing like 5 minutes at a time. And so I really don't know if there's a way to stream and to use that for streaming. And it probably wouldn't be very smooth, because like the fact that you can look around is all done after the video is created.
Right.
So unless YouTube has a way to do that, I don't think. I mean, I'm sure it's coming, but
It's such new technology.
I don't think we can do that anytime soon.
Yeah. I had my first 3D camera at the beginning of the year, and I was playing around with it, trying to figure out if I could do a video with it, even anything. But the problem is, then everybody sees everything around you. And, my laundry's in one corner, and my kids are tied up in another corner. I don't want people to see that, so I just kind of keep it. Had to go back to regular camera.
Did Tom have a reaction to your Roll For It Cosmic Encounter mashup?
He has not said a thing, so that could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. I'm kind of waiting for that, I figure when the paychecks. Oh wait, I don't get paid. Never mind. So no, actually, he probably has seen it and just. It's a game of chicken. He has so much to do. He's just moving on, I'm sure. But that's one of my favorite ones. I really like that one.
Let's see.
So, Okay, so real quick, have you ever taken a Simpsons themed game and Unsimpsons? I saw that one first. No. That would be like painting over the Mona Lisa. Okay, but sorry, what was my favorite makeover and why? You know, I really did like doing Simpsons Carcassonne, and sometimes it's a labor of love because that took me so many hours to do, and that's when I started getting more ideas for doing things like that. But right now, my favorite one is definitely Quadropolis. I actually did do a Simpsons theme on that, but I will not put it on the air yet because I don't want to overdo the Simpsons. So I'll do something else first, but that is right now my favorite one.
Yeah, I suppose you could take Simpsons Clue and make it just Clue.
Yeah, but I don't know, that sounds quite boring.
All right.
Have the police ever investigated you for running an illegal casino? Wait, is that one for you?
No.
For all the chips
these
you
are
buy.
for you.
Okay, yeah, I just kidding. No, the chips I buy, I get from a lot of them. I did get some from like eBay, like 1,000. But then I went out and started looking at the thrift stores. They are so readily available for $6 for 300 of them, you know? So I get those. And they aren't this 14-gram ones, but they're still 11. Those are heavy enough for what I do, so it's pretty cool. Is there a game you couldn't possibly see retheming? Okay, so this is my second year at Origins. It's pretty amazing here. And people have come up with some really great ideas. I'd have to be a miracle worker to do, what was the one that Sam really likes? The really big one? Oh, Imperium. Twilight Imperium.
Simpsons Twilight Imperium.
Yeah, well, that maybe, at least I can think about that, but that would be, see, that's the problem. I can retheme something, but if it's got too much to do, it's probably not worth the 1 minute and 59 seconds I'm allowed. So
this is already out there.
Unfortunately, there are a lot that I really can't do.
Stretch into a series, Mike. Come
on. I usually look for the games that I can retheme pretty quick, but make sense too. Have you ever taken a Simpsons theme game? Oh, sorry. Okay, is there a game you could possibly use? Yes, they did. Okay, so someone asked about airport scanners. They searched my bag on the way here because I made a bunch of Origin chips for the Dice Tower this year, and they actually didn't know what those were. And then they asked me, are you going to a casino? And I said, no. I had to explain to them what a board game convention was, but that's the airport. But they searched my bag, and then once they saw them, they ran their little thing through each line of chips. It was really funny to see, and I'm like, go ahead, nothing to hide. But that was good. Do you travel enough to play all the games on a plane you have made? No, I do not travel enough. But here,
are you gonna confess to them what you told me the other day?
No. Okay. I will say I did not bring it this time because I was running late. I had to catch my plane, and it was just a bad preparation experience for me this time. I will bring it to Dice Tower Con. I'm excited about that, and it'll be better. But as far as I'm starting to fly a bit more. Flying's not my favorite thing to do, but when I fly alone, it's hard to play those games with anyone. But if I fly with people, definitely I would bring it and have some fun with that. And I hope people would ask about it too.
Yeah, we were laughing in the hotel room because we were thinking about playing some games to wind down after the first night. And so who brought games? And I was like, what? The games on a plane guy didn't bring any games.
Well, I brought some of the travel little ones. I had. I did a previous episode on like fitting all my about 15 travel smaller games into like bags and put them into one box. And I actually brought those ones because that was the easiest thing I could grab off the shelf right away. Are there old games you always look out for just because their components are used for other? Actually, there are. Some of the games, so you've probably seen me use those ones called Rubicon. I like those little, they're kind of like rectangle things, really cheap, and you get a lot of them. The other one I like, backgammon. Those round things in backgammon, I mean, seriously, they're just nice. They're almost like those little mini poker chips, not quite as heavy, maybe a little bigger, but they work really well once you paint them, and they're not as big as regular poker chips. So those are some things I look for, and I look for anything I can resell so I can afford to come to these kind of conventions. Definitely.
Orful, if you're asking about who's next, we're wondering that ourselves. That's why we have Mike here talking to you because
I'm filler.
We have nobody on set, and this is exactly why we don't post a schedule, because we never know who is going to show up and who's not going to show up.
You know, and it's funny because of all the makeovers I do, I'm not meeting as many publishers because to them I'm ruining their game, maybe. But a lot of people are coming by. I'm having so much fun meeting people who are here who I've never obviously not met before, but just who have actually watched my little 2-minute segment. So that's been really fun. I love talking to people, and I'm actually a very happy person. I know mesmerized is pretty funny, but I'm not calling you out because I wish you were here. I'd like to meet you, actually, say hi. But it was just so funny when someone said that. I looked angry, and I go, I am angry. I gotta look happier. So that's pretty funny.
I'm gonna run over and talk to Sam real quick. So entertain the kids.
All right, let's see. I gotta answer questions. All right, this is actually pretty cool. Are you looking? Okay, sorry if I'm behind you. Okay, are you looking at theming games with miniatures? Oh, see, okay. I actually bought Blood Rage and had the 5th expansion, and then it went out of print or something. It was really hard to find. And whenever that happens, I got to make a decision because, okay, if I sell it now, I can afford something else that costs more. So I sold it, and I'm going to get it back. And I haven't had a chance to really play it. But if I did, it would be fun. The miniatures are awesome. I can never retheme a miniature itself, but the game, possibly, if I brought in like Simpsons miniatures or some other miniatures. No. Okay, so first game I rethemed was definitely the Carcassonne. I have not been into these kind of board games for a long time, but I found my calling, so to speak, when I rethemed Carcassonne, because I was so bored with the theme, and my kids would not play it because it was boring. So I said, well, if we did Simpsons, and they said, yeah, sure, Dad, go ahead. So I did it. They play it. It's really about what I can get my kids to play and what my friends can play. And if I'm mentally, I'm about their age, so I just kind of go with it on whatever we can play. That's why I did My Little Pony.
For a head pony.
Yeah, for Forbidden Desert. No, Forbidden Island. Sorry. But is the team from Too Many Bones at Origins? I don't know. Do you know if? I don't know. Dom doesn't let me out of here. I barely get lunch.
That is
not true. Not true. He said go anytime, but I don't. If I walked around and started talking to people the way I talk to them here, they would probably ask me to leave.
If there's one thing we don't have to worry about working in the booth is lunch. Tom is
absolutely
very good at making sure you're staying fed.
Oh man,
Tom doesn't want a hangry team.
Yesterday he comes over and says, "Everybody out of here, go get lunch," and he just worked the whole thing himself. So yeah, definitely. I think I take the con is expensive ballpark. So someone's asking how much it costs. So okay, I fly from Seattle, so I got to fly everywhere. I mean, so obviously plane tickets are $400 or $500. That's pretty spendy. And then you share a hotel room. That's about $75 a night each. So it adds up. And then if you actually want to buy a game or two, you better add another $1,000 to your budget because there's a lot of good games here. I wish I could do that. Because they're... Oh, really? I didn't know about that.
So, yeah, we're trying to stay on top of that.
Yeah.
We were... Yeah, regarding the live stream warning, we've told everyone that enters that we are live streaming, so, to make sure that they keep their plans for world domination to themselves and to not talk about unwholesome things. But I think some just kind of get... I mean... That's the one thing I wish I had. I wish I had like a little portable on-air light I could have, because it is easy. We've had so many people that just walk by and start talking. I'm like, I hope you're saying stuff that you want the internet to hear. It's like, what you're talking to me about right now, you better be willing to post on Facebook,
Oh man. So, okay, first of all, Yellow, aren't they supposed to be here pretty soon? So we don't know what there is coming from them until you guys see that over there, maybe?
Yeah, I have no idea.
I'm not positive. They're here for sure.
Like there's something they wanted Eric in particular to take a look at.
Yeah, so we'll know actually the answer to that question soon.
Yeah. And I've tried to put a bug in people's ears about the fact that we're now going on, I think, 30 minutes. So we are now officially 30 minutes behind schedule again.
There we go.
and that's with starting early. So
You know, that's what's nice about these conventions.
Yeah.
Everything's just kind of, hey, you know
But
what?
yeah, this exact reason is why we don't ever post the schedule, because as much as we plan and all that, it comes down to whether or not people make their appointments.
Yeah.
And it's a big convention. There's a lot going on, so I know there's, either it's someone getting stopped 10 times in the hall on the way over, or there are some that just forget.
Sorry, I'm looking at something. Okay, so would you consider trying to make games playable anywhere with a makeover, like ball games? I would, if it makes sense, though, because if I'm going to a ball game, I'm not sure what I would want to play there, since I'm actually watching the ball game. My brother-in-law was at a ball game in Seattle and got hit in the forehead with a ball because he wasn't paying attention. Things like that, So that might. But elevator, it'd have to be a really short game. Not sure which one worked there. So that's a pretty funny question, though. I don't know. That'd be kind of fun to think about.
Have you played Millennium Blades yet?
I have played Millennium Blades.
Okay. So they have that location deck. You could do like a video series and make over a game for each location.
I guess I could. And the problem, and I call it a problem, but it's actually fun to do, is my mind never stops thinking about things like that. I'll look at a game, and instead of thinking strategy of how to win, I'm thinking about what I can do, because this game could be better. I mean, not necessarily true all the time, but Derek was like, you could be a secret brony.
Wait, what?
Look at that. It's above there. You said you could be a secret brony, man.
A secret brony?
Yeah.
I am not a brony. I'm not a brony.
Whatever. Hey, don't be ashamed, okay? Bronies are cool people. They are behind you. Don't look behind you. Oh, there's a guy in a yellow shirt behind you. Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Actually, that is their booth, right?
That is their booth, but
yes.
yeah, that is okay.
Oh, hey, they're ready to go.
We're ready.
All right. Thanks for letting me fill in. I'm going to get back to the table and try to earn my keep. So
Mike's going to get back to work,
thanks,
and I'm going to toss you guys back over to the set here. So, all right, Mike the board game guy, everybody.
This just has the Dungeons and Dragons logo on the front, no publisher logo.
It's
on the back.
On the back, but the truth is, because the Wizards team designed this, I didn't want to confuse people and make them think it was our team. This is a Wizards game. We published it and made it look pretty, but it's and because it's the guys who did Waterdeep, it's important that people understand that. I mean, we'll get round to our version, our next one soon, but this first one is definitely one of those.
Plus, it's more of a seamless brand transition too. You see the D&D logo, and
Yeah, I think the other bit is you don't want people to be. I mean, I think our brand means you're going to get a good game, but there's a style of gameplay in this that is resonant from Waterdeep, which people should be aware of, and we won't make a game that feels like Waterdeep because that's not our style, but the Waterdeep guys made this and it absolutely screams what they wanted it to. So.
Right.
Just put a few of these down here. A couple of. So I don't know how much is in that shot there. Does it cover?
They'll adjust it.
Yeah.
We'll start with a wide shot, and we'll zoom in on stuff as we talk about.
That way, the bits are all here.
I've got everything. Top corner is that red selfie bag over there.
Yeah.
Other corner is the very top bag.
Okay. This is one of those boxes that should actually have a warning. This is a choking hazard. Do not let this.
This
go
is,
near a
yeah,
small
that's
child.
just the right size to be a terrible choking hazard.
Yeah.
And they're all pointy and stabby.
Yep. Luckily,
sometimes literally with the swords.
Luckily, it is a hobby game. Do not let a small child play with it.
There you go.
Is actually all you need now.
Standard disclaimer.
Well,
Not a toy.
The problem is you can't. If everything was made not to be touched by a under 3-year-old, you couldn't make anything.
Right.
The world would have no games in it, which would be a terrible shame. There's just enough things in there to.
Sorry, real quick, I'd mic you up.
Yeah.
And then bear in mind, once I turn this on, you'll be on the live stream. So keep your plans for world domination to yourself.
Oh. No, that's next week. That's why I'm wearing my.
All right. And you're live. Just put that to your pocket or something.
Are we aligned properly, or do you need have John Paul move in this way? We'll pretend we're friends. I think we're ready. Once we get the cameras rolling, I'm going to do a quick clap and a slate saying so they have the audio, and then I'll introduce you.
Okay.
I've got it tightened up pretty good, but you're going to probably have to do it's fine. All right.
Are we ready?
And it's for the board games. It's from Gale Force 9 rather than Battlefront. It keeps the brands easier to understand.
Was it 5?
Yeah, there it is. Kind of. And we're rolling. I can do the slate?
Yes.
This is Gale Force 9 and Tyrants of the Underdark. Hello and welcome back to Columbus, Ohio for the Origin Summer Preview. I'm with John Paul from Gale Force 9, and this is the latest Dungeons & Dragons board game, Tyrants of the Underdark.
It is indeed. It's literally just flown in.
All right.
It'll be in stores in a few weeks' time, but these copies came so that people at the show get to feel and touch and
see, yes.
And see, as your group played last night.
Yeah.
It was interesting to see that Tom managed to come last. So
we saw that the score pad is in there. We saw Tom lost.
So. The game's written by the same creative team at Wizards who did Lords of Waterdeep. So it has a lot of the feel and the familiar of one of the classic Wizards games that was published.
Okay.
But the guys worked on this behind the scenes for a while, and so it's matured into something very elegant. It's a combination deck builder and strategic placement management.
Okay.
What you're doing is representing one of the 4 Drow houses, and you're fighting basically for dominance of the Underdark. You're going to build through power and influence your forces and your market deck. You shop with influence, and you'll be choosing from market cards that allow you to add cards with abilities, changing tactics, and you will be using your power to influence the pieces on the board, spreading out from your city to dominate the board.
Okay, so does everyone start in a particular city at the beginning of the game? Or
you can start in any of the black cities. The board's actually split into a 2-player center section. 3rd player can use left or right side, and 4th player uses the whole board. So you can play 2, 3 or 4 player.
Yes.
You'll pick a starting location. From there you'll expand out. The little shields represent your house troops, and they are the 4 houses, 4 famous, well-known Drow houses. There are a bunch of unfortunate residents of the Underdark who are represented by the bone-coloured. They are already here, and the board is populated with them.
Okay.
And they're just in the way. Basically, they're trophies waiting to be taken, because to win, to dominate the board, you need to eliminate not only the Drow, but anybody who happens to be in the way. So the Myconoids in Aramikos, the dwarves in Gauntlgrim, anything in your way to total domination of the Underdark has to be eliminated. The game balances between 2 core things. You are trying to use your deck of cards to manipulate your ability to use power and influence, but you're also, your deck of cards and what you're killing and areas you're taking over are scoring points for the end game. The problem is you can't keep track of that because there is no score tracker. You are all deviously keeping track of only your own things because what you see on the board is limited in terms of your ability to predict who's winning. You'll end up scoring somewhere between about 80 and 100 points, of which visually, between sections on the board and things, trophies and victory points you can win, you might be able to predict 30 or 40 points of that. Which means your deck and the value of the cards in your deck is really the secret part, which, unless someone's got a really good memory,
it's been counting, yeah.
It has been counting, you're not going to know, and so every point, literally to the very last turn of the game, counts. And you should be just acting like, I might be winning, I might
still be in this.
I might still be in this, and it's amazing how many games come really close between points where you'll see 3 or 4 people all within 5 points of each other who didn't realize, oh yeah, because I put that in there, oh I put a spy in here and I ruined his plan because at the very last turn he thought he was going to get the full points from Enzo Baranzin. I put a spy, I contest it, I robbed him of the 3 points, I now won. So every point counts, but you really don't know till the end. So it's very in keeping with the Drow theme. You have to be sneaky, deceptive. This is an anti-cooperative game. There is no there is no pleasure in being nice to each other. There's no point. It will only serve to show that you are the weaker house and will be eliminated.
Excellent. So you said you've flown in a few copies, but we should be seeing this in full distribution.
Yes, it arrives first week in July. It's
Excellent.
on a rather slow boat at the moment, but there's copies brought in so that we could do reviews, and anybody lucky enough to come here
and certainly by Gen Con you'll have this in stock.
Yes, yep. Gen Con's actually the Star Trek Ascendancy launch, so each show's got its own launch, and then Essen will be Doctor Who, so we've got big games. Each one for a show spread out quite nicely.
Wonderful. John Paul, thank you very much. Tyrants of the Underdark. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
All right.
Good. 30 seconds to spare.
Yeah.
Cool.
You'd never know, I said that like 11 times yesterday.
Now, what did you say about the spies? They can actually help contest, or they cannot?
No, a spy, the entire purpose of a spy is to either allow you to spread your influence to another part of the board. So if I pick here, everything has to connect by the standard rules. Right. You must be adjacent, so you spread out in a linear fashion.
Spies do give you presence, though.
A spy allows, I say I'm going to deploy a spy to Skullport, that now gives me
base of operation.
Base hopper, and now I can start expanding from here.
Okay.
Or, this is the black player's one, he dominates Menza Baranzin, and to ruin his game, I send a spy in to contest it, which means he doesn't have complete control, and in the end game, instead of scoring 7 points, you only get half of the thing rounded up. So that's worth 3 points contested, or 7 if it's completely dominated.
Okay.
So in that very last round where I've put my last piece out and then everybody gets one last go, whoever goes last, if they've got the ability to deploy a couple of spies or supplant a troop, anything to ruin the scoring pattern of someone else, you should do it, because anything you're doing to impact because the other player can't do anything about it.
Final last turn. Really
we need to
if you
clear
can place
this up.
a couple of spies in the last round, and if each of those 3 players after you, you can change the dynamic of the board very quickly.
We played it last night.
All right. Up next is yellow.
original edition.
Slick.
Oh, wow. The boys and girls, are they essentially the same?
Yeah. Just keeps the graphics fresh.
Yeah,
as
no,
you're
that's
flipping
nice.
them. Yeah.
My strategy was avoidance. I tried to
Pull those two out to explain those.
interact as much as possible. I was more than happy to let you and Tom select that and let you guys
That
be
way.
worried about.
We want to be able to see it.
Who had this before? It was Game Right?
Oh, in the U.S.?
Yeah.
Angle. I'm just going to tweak this a little bit. Okay, there we go.
Is that a little better?
All right. Oh, I'm stuck on something. There's a hole in the floor, dear Liza, dear Liza. All right, are you ready to go?
I am.
Are you guys ready to go?
We are ready.
I'm going to do it once they're rolling, and I'll introduce you right after that. Are you good?
We're rolling.
For sound sync, here we go. And we are with Yellow. We're talking Monster Chase. Hello and welcome back to Columbus for the Origins Summer Preview. I'm Eric Summerer here with Keith from Yellow. And this is a new edition of a game my kids and I have really enjoyed. Antoine Bauza's Monster Chase.
It is a fantastic game, I think. And the upgrade, you know, given the yellow touch, is pretty slick, I
mean,
believe.
just looking at the art, I'm already excited to see the new illustration. Is really fantastic. So how does this game work?
So the game is monsters coming up from the closet and appearing around your bed.
Yes.
It's a cooperative memory game, so as a team we're trying to scare them all back into the closet. It starts with a monster coming out, and you can see we've got these kind of Monsters Inc. style monsters. That's part of our upgrade. Each monster happens to be scared of one of the toys in our room.
So this one's scared of a soccer ball.
He's scared of a soccer ball. On our turn, one person will turn over and hopefully get the soccer ball. We didn't, so that's a bit of a bummer.
Yep.
We take the turn marker and we turn it over.
We failed once.
Right. It would now be your turn.
I
hopefully
think
to
the
guess
soccer
the correct
ball's
one.
right here. Nope, it's a drum. We failed again. But now we're going to remember that drum's there. And we also draw a new monster, don't we?
As soon as we
that's at the end of
complete
this.
that. Right. So we do that. Three
We failed the third
strikes.
time. I jumped the gun,
no.
but now we have a new monster.
New
and now we
monster
have
comes out.
also afraid of the soccer ball. So now we really need to find the soccer ball.
We need to find that soccer ball pretty quick.
So let's say we found the soccer ball.
We'd then be able to get rid of the monsters that are afraid of it, and we'd say, go away, monster, back into the closet. And the box itself is the closet. So that's a really slick, I think,
nice.
design element. Also helps kids put away their games
It
at the
does.
end.
It's already put
all
away.
built into it. So we keep working our way through the deck. You can make it a shorter or longer game depending on how many monsters you want. But monsters keep appearing, afraid of different toys, so we try to remember. Once kids have played it, you can add some extra elements. We have these two blue tiles which can be mixed in. This one makes a mess of the room. So when that comes up,
you move some tiles around.
You move some tiles, so you may forget where you had put things. This one actually completes the marker all the way over, so it makes a monster come out quicker.
And you can lose if you filled or surrounded the bed
and
can't draw a new card.
Right.
But you win by getting all the way through the deck.
Getting all the monsters, sending them to the closet.
I mean, this is adorable.
It's a 4-and-up game. I mean, that's
My kids have
amazing.
enjoyed this. We had the original version, but I'll be looking to get this one as well. When can we see this
This
new
one
version?
is out now. It just came out about a month ago.
Oh, excellent. Monster Chase and Yellow Games. Thank you, Keith.
Thank you, Eric.
And thanks for watching.
Thanks.
There we go.
Good stuff.
Well, the kids' games don't take long.
And it's yellow, so we've got the demo part down. If we have to demo more than 3 minutes, something's going on.
Yeah, you really did get the Monsters Inc. look on these guys. It's really cool.
Actually, I was anytime. I like asking questions.
It's off. Yeah, but it's a straight block, right?
Yeah, right.
Just getting like a weird pulse on it. You got pan?
Noted the Game America's most excited so far as a kid's game.
That's valid.
Don't judge me.
What happened? Someone said the game that they're most excited about is a kid's game. Well, just have two small children. Yeah, right. Makes sense. Also, he's a child. What's the story then?
All right. And see, you're on that. That's for you. Or the rest of you. Yeah, will you switch over here now with the Cosmos? They've got 3 spots over here now. 3 spots on this. I have much more interest in this. Yeah. You get one of mine if you want. What, one of these?
Can you hear me over here on this?
Oh,
No?
do you want to be live on
No,
that?
no. Just curious if it was that. You don't care if I leave it on, or you want me to turn it off?
It'd be nice to save batteries. Just, if you're afraid you're going to forget, leave it on. Mark Weber, yes, I do believe Tom has plans to walk the vendor hall at some point. I don't know if he's doing that today.
No, he was doing that earlier.
Oh, is that where he went?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know Tom right now, as of this moment, has the 360 cam and is recording another 1, maybe 2 videos. I think we're trying to do 2 of those today.
Yeah, and it's in the exhibit hall.
Z will be conducting interviews for the next stretch.
Did you see the little girl dressed as Rey?
Yeah.
I mean, she looked like she could be Daisy Ridley as a little kid.
Yeah, this is my first Origins, but I was always told that the cosplay here is like not as prominent as other cons.
it's much larger at Gen Con.
Steve Thomas, if you're going to be here, be sure to come and say hi.
Sam,
Come say hi to your adoring public.
I don't have any adoring public.
Move. Sam Healy, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, everybody?
You guys want to try this game or Can't Tokyo Court?
Hello, everyone.
I don't know how to play this game.
Oh,
Hey, Smaug.
I am Smaug. Very cool.
I got some kind of bug bite on my ankle. Driving me nuts.
We don't need to know about your bug bites, sir. Sounds like a personal problem to me. Smaug, they keep adding more employees. New warrior name. That's right. Rah! Smaug the Merciless.
Yeah, Smaug the Kind and Gentle would not work.
We're simply waiting for, let's see, we're waiting for Artana to get here right now. Then after Artana, we're going to have Cosmos. I'm sorry, Cool Mini or not. And then we're going to have Cosmos. I'm pretty sure those are all pretty much set in stone. Tom has been running around like a mad dog, reminding these people that they need to be here and when they need to be here. So those three, I think at least, are definites for what's coming up next. Question from Julio: what was the best game you played last night? I actually only played one game last night, and it was Tyrants of the Underdark from Gale Force 9, the new Dungeons and Dragons game. And Matt won on a technicality that we actually got rules wrong.
Would have won even
He
with those
can't say that. He can't say that at all. But
you said it just a few moments ago yourself.
I was trying to make you feel better. Actually, it's a pretty fun game. The whole setting is Drow trying to, well, yeah, I guess Forgotten Realms. If you don't know Forgotten Realms, I have to explain. Shut up.
You're gonna throw punch me?
No, maybe. But anyways, Drow is trying to control the underworld, and you're having to be sneaky and send spies different places and deploy your troops around. It's actually a deck building game, and you're using your deck cards for your influence to purchase new cards, which is money, and then combat ability to place new guys out or defeat troops that are all around the board. It's basically kind of like a Dominion kind of deck builder, kind of. I'd say it's probably a little bit closer to Thunderstone, with an area control mechanic on the board. I actually liked it. I enjoyed it. We're going to be playing it again tonight, so that tells you a little bit, I guess.
I like the area control game.
See, Colin Pastorius says, how often do you cut your hair? I shave my head probably twice a week, I'd imagine. But when I get busy, it actually grows so much that I have to actually use clippers on it first and then shave it. So, but that happens maybe once a month. Let's see. Good morning, Family Showdown. Question, Sam, what are you most excited to see tryouts? There's a game called Hollow Cell. It's put out by Lock and Load Publishing that I'm going to be trying to go by and check out later on today. That's pretty interesting for me. I also want to try Tanks to see how that's going. You know, the miniature aspect of it I like. I was over there, I walked by the booth a little bit yesterday and saw some of the models and stuff like that. It looks pretty neat, interesting. So I want to get a look at that. But really, I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants right now, because we're at the booth mainly most of the time during the day. So we have to kind of squeeze in little bits and pieces here and there. Let's see.
That's the first time I've seen a rush into the hall for Origin. No, I mean, in previous years, like a few people, and it's still not Gen Con where people rush in, but it's more than it was in the past years.
By the way, you got some rules wrong for Tyrants.
Yes, you did.
Spies actually do contest.
I still would have won.
Like for area control?
Yeah.
What else did I get wrong?
They do contest. When the last person places their last one out, their last person out.
It says finish the round.
Everybody gets another turn.
Including
the rules say finish the round.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
Because that one I double checked at the end there.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm just going on what he said.
They're wrong. What do they know about their own game? Okay, well the spy thing is good. I enjoy the game. I'm really looking forward to playing that one again, actually.
Okay, Bob Nabob, any teasers for the next Throw Punch? Then I got to get going. Yes. The next Throw Punch lunch is actually going to have some new contributors on it as well. I've also lined up Sarastro from YouTube fame. He's going to be doing a segment every month. And I've got a guy from Georgie, Beards and Board Games from Scotland. He's going to be joining us. And I've got another guy that's a possible that we're going to be hopefully putting on there as well. So check out. It'll be out next Wednesday. So in a week, check out Throw Punch Lunch Episode 2. See you later.
All right, we're going to throw over the set.
Mic up here once you're done setting up. Cute artwork. So Eric already told you about the 6 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We are good on that.
All right, there you go. Clip that on.
Thanks. Do you want it run up or just keep it out as far?
Oh, no, don't worry about it. That's fine.
Oh, got it. Yeah, you.
Yeah, actually, here, why don't you, since you might be facing me, put it on the other side.
Sure.
It tends to, when you turn away from it, it stops picking you up very well.
Glad for your expertise.
No problem.
You'll be able to hear me otherwise.
Yeah, let me spin it. Okay.
Is that?
I can spin it. That way, here, do this. And that way when you clip it on, it's still facing up. See what I'm saying?
On this side?
Yeah. Awesome. Here you go. Put that somewhere, clip it onto a pocket or something.
Sure.
And we're good to go. So this is Artana, Corrupted Kingdoms. I guess say Artana Games, right?
It's actually just Artana.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, we need to get the iPad going there. Sam, can you hook? Can you set up the iPad, please?
Hook the iPad. Don't knock it over there.
Okay. So I'm going to do a clap and say the name of the game and the name of the company so we can sync our audio later on. Okay, here we go. Good over there. Okay. Corrupted Kingdoms, Artana. Hey everybody, welcome back to our Origin Summer Preview. I am Z Garcia. I am here with Dirk from Artana, and you are going to be showing us Corrupted Kingdoms, which is very cool looking artwork. I'm excited to find out what this is about. What's going on?
So Corrupted Kingdoms is a game about politics in a fantasy world. And we all hate politics, I know, but in this case, we get to play a monster corporation.
All right.
So we get to play a company of vampires or witches, and many other fantasy monsters as well. And our objective is to corrupt the fair senate of the realm.
Gotcha.
So we are taking an army of devils, zombies, golems, and goblins, and using them to influence the different senators in the high house and people in the kingdoms. And this is set up for just 2 players, but it scales out for more. And the way it works is you are taking different special interests related to freedom, environment, defense, industry, and magic, and from special interest groups, and you are manipulating senators and forcing these corrupt, idiotic bills through the House and Senate to bring into law. And if you do that successfully, your secret backers will reward you by giving you access to some goodies that only monsters would love. So you can enjoy some delectable marinated unicorn steak, or perhaps snack on panko-crusted chinchilla drumsticks.
Delicious.
Or wear a giant panda cloak. So this is all about, we get to be the corporations, we get to be the monsters, and go through the process of completely screwing up the world so that we can have some unnecessary, evil, and idiotic luxuries that are completely unnecessary.
Very tongue-in-cheek, I see. And these are these all the same in every game? Are these random up here?
Yeah, so there's a whole deck of 25 of them. They come out randomly.
Gotcha.
In most games, you'll get through a bunch of them, but they fall into some different categories. You know, some are food, some are clothing, some are special gear, and so you're trying to put together little sets and groups of those.
And so what's our winning condition? Once we have influenced the right people, gotten these laws passed, and how do we win? What's the thing that does it?
Yeah, so the way you win is you get points for the different ridiculous luxuries that you've put together, but then also as bills pass into law, you'd be marking the bills that you put out there, and you get them back once they pass into law. And so we're going to be counting those, and there's also special interest groups. So secretly at the beginning, I'm being backed by the Necromancers Union Local 614, and they're going to give me extra points for all of the industry bills that all the different players pass into law.
Gotcha.
So there's the notion of passing things into law just for yourself. There's the notion of manipulating the behavior of the other players to get industry bills for me if this is my special interest passed into law.
Right.
And then accumulating the most ridiculous luxuries also will get me points and pass into law.
Very cool. How many players does this play up to?
So this is 2 to 5 players.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 to 6 actually in the final
2 to
box.
6
thanks
players.
to our Kickstarter backers who pushed it over the top.
Gotcha. And when is this going to be available for us to delve into some ridiculous politics?
So this is the real box, the very first one. We just got it here at Origins, which is why we're excited to show it off. But it will be released at Gen Con. To the main market, and this is a game where we've brought in a first-time designer, Raymond Chandler III, who's worked with us on it. It's been a lot of fun to take someone who this is their first game and help them to bring that to life and bring them into the industry.
Very cool. It's got a very whimsical theme, but very tongue-in-cheek as well. It looks great. Very neat. Corrupted Kingdoms, available at Gen Con. From Artana Games. Cool. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and thank you for talking to us.
Thanks, Z.
Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Very cool. Yeah, this looks neat.
Thanks.
I like the look of it.
Yeah.
This is my favorite right here. I like the little heads. The devil. Looks like a wrench.
That's
Golem.
I really think on Saturday we're going to just live stream.
Or goblins. Yeah.
The booth was running and people come by. Hey, you want to come talk on the live stream?
Those are good designs.
And so the next thing that we'll be looking at is our.
So as I was saying, Matt, I never have like Rodney Smith. Oh, are we on? What? What I meant was, Don't mess with the Rodney Smith Canadian Empire.
I need to get like a little, like an on-air light-up button that just lights up. Like.
You know what? I actually might invest in that. So let me know. Remind me when we go home. I've often thought about buying the on-air thing for my room, so the kids are like, we're on air. And I just realized I would forget to press it all the time, so it'd be pointless. All right, folks.
You should start talking like you're on National Public Radio.
Oh no, National Public Radio is hard because you got to do that. Hello, everyone. It's that whole, like when they did the Saturday Night Live skits where they mocked it.
Today, we were at Origins Game Fair 2016. We'll be looking at some really great games. Back in.
Someone please tell me when we're recording.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was like, what's going on?
All right.
Send back in.
We're gonna throw back to set.
Wait, are you selling that money now?
Yeah. Yeah, we beat the U.S. Treasury to women on money as well. We have a whole set of fierce women paper bills.
Remember, we're live on mics. So you control that now.
Well, you do know what this is called, right?
You can put the
Yeah,
coins.
it's
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be.
That's okay. So, okay, cool.
We've got up to about right here.
Up to there?
So, yeah, we've got about that.
Okay, I'll fit. Thank you. That's great.
All right, cool. Yeah, anything else we can want to show off, we can throw out there.
Yeah. So these are 7 different sets. So I'm just putting out.
This is the one where that camera's way more important than this one.
Thanks.
So you did get the next one would have been nice, but the other one was running before.
Am I still okay on camera?
Yeah. I
Cool.
mean, I can still work with this. Go ahead.
Okay.
Lay it out, and then I'll fix it the way you're doing.
Okay, that's it.
Yep, that's good. You ready? Yeah. Rolling.
What is it called? Best damn gaming coins ever.
You're rolling? Yes. And you'll need to hit that once I get going here. Go ahead. Yeah, you can go ahead. Hit it. Yeah. Best damn gaming coins ever, Artana. Hey everybody, welcome back to our Origin Summer Preview coverage. I'm Z Garcia. I am here with Dirk from Artana. How you doing, Dirk?
Good, Z.
And we are going to be taking a look at some money, the best damn metal coins ever. Is that right?
Close. The best damn gaming coins ever.
There you go.
And the best damn gaming money ever, which we'll talk about
There you go.
too.
So we've got some paper money and metal coins. Tell us a little bit about all this shiny goodness.
Absolutely. So for a little history, we did the first ever Kickstarter campaign around metal gaming coins some 5 years ago, attached to one of our games. And since then, we've become the industry leader for metal gaming coins. And this is our newest version from our 3rd Kickstarter offering metal gaming coins. And what we've done here is we've expanded our line to 20 different thematic sets.
Okay.
In the past, we've been only in Europe. And what we've done now is expand to other parts of the world. So what we've offered with this latest set, our first 2 European sets, we have an Anglo-Saxon set and an early English king set, but then we've augmented that with a Japanese set, a Chinese set, Indian, Mongol coins, as well as Persian coins. And so we've got 20 sets now. There's 5 unique coins with unique artwork on both sides in each set. So, you know, at this point we have 100 different coins that we offer with 200 overall pieces of unique art. And they're all in this system where as you go across the different sets, by size and by finish, they're consistent. So if you want to mix and match, which is what most of our customers like to do, the different things that we have to offer, you're able to do that.
Yeah, these are very, they look very authentic, and as you said, the size and the finish are give you a very clear definition of what it is you're looking at, even if these happen to be mixed up. Yeah, it's very, and you guys at this point are doing very specific coin sets also. Yeah. It's not, you know, there's no general idea, oh, it's Easter. No, this is, you've zeroed in on what you want to offer, and you're doing that. It's very interesting. And then down here we've got paper money as well. And when I say paper, that's sort of a misnomer, because these are nice and thick. This is a cardstock finish, basically. Tell me about that a little bit.
Yeah, so the best damn gaming money ever. We're just releasing this for the first time. We have 3 sets. The set on the left are the U.S. president sets with the sort of traditional presidents you'd expect to see on the bills. In the middle, we innovated with the Fierce Women set. Ahead of the U.S. government finally putting women on money, we have a whole set where some of the real fierce, important women of the 19th and early 20th century are represented. And that's, for me personally, as a creator, this is the set that I'm most proud of. So I think it's well overdue, and it's a part of history that really needs to be shared.
Yes, absolutely.
The third set are science fiction credits. We've created unobtainium credits that are flexible for lots of different games. So that's sort of our first foray into paper money. We first offered paper money like this in our Tesla versus Edison game, and people loved it. I mean, as you mentioned, it's very thick. It's been known to take out an eye when people are swinging it around a little too much. And so people enjoyed it, so we wanted to bring it out in a broader way for folks.
Very cool. So when is all of this available? When could we buy it?
This can be bought today. We just finished fulfilling all of our Kickstarter backers.
All right.
And so we're going to be selling it in our booth here in Origins.
Very cool. And folks can get it online as well, directly from you guys?
Get it online directly from us or here at Origins.
Okay, excellent. So there you have it. Metal coins, paper money, lots of ways to bling out your game from Ortana. Thanks, man, for talking to us. And thank you, folks, for watching. We'll see you. Righty.
Cool.
Yeah, I really like the sci-fi paper money there.
This is live?
Yep. Are they doing another one?
Pull back while they're setting this down. Just focus on something else. Focus over there and no, go over there. Let's let people watch the convention. Hit that intersection. All right, folks. Well, it has been a convention so far. Origins is definitely busier than it has been in previous years, for sure. I mean, now maybe tomorrow will be the same as today, but Saturday's usually the biggest day at a convention. The Cool Mini or Not guys are going to be setting up, show you in some games in just a bit. So let's see.
Well.
By the way, welcome to everyone who's watching. Thanks for joining us live. We'll try to keep things interesting. I mean, obviously you're just watching a convention here in the background, But if you have any questions or anything, we can answer some of them. Have we talked with White Wizard about Hero Realms? Did they come by yesterday?
Yeah, that was one of the first ones we had. Actually, they might have been the first one we had yesterday. It looks cool.
Tyrants of the Underdark.
I really feel like playing that again. Do I have a preferred hat store or do I shop around? I shop around. My favorite hat store has been my favorite hat store is, there's one in Las Vegas.
I'm doing it. I forget his name.
What?
You remember his name? I forget his name.
Just ask him.
It's funny, I will.
He flew in the plane with us.
Oh, it's okay.
I don't remember. I apologize.
What happened here?
Monager gave me this stupid tattoo, and I put it in my thing and stuck to my phone. I like the tattoo idea, though. Yeah, well, come on. I just haven't messed with it yet.
You like that idea?
The tattoos? We're definitely doing that in the future. Dice Tower tattoos, baby.
Kids would like a real tattoo artist to show up at our booth.
Actually, they're starting
Hey, don't think I haven't actually thought of getting a permanent one. You don't think I should get a permanent Dice Tower tattoo?
They have, they're coming out now more and more with the stuff.
What if I get it like as a tramp stamp? Oh, that's right, the mic is on!
Then yes.
Yes, you heard Tom Vasil correctly.
But we wish you could have seen Z's face.
No, listen, I'm thinking about getting I've thought about getting a tattoo, like...
Yeah, apparently a tramp stamp.
No, I was kidding about that. No, I'm talking like, what if I got it as a, if I get it on my forearm, or, I don't know.
They're coming out more with that tattoos that only last for a little while and fade off.
For people asking about the lines are not bad at all. Yesterday they were down because apparently there was a Microsoft update that's messed everything over.
Let me move the camera back.
All right, we're getting ready to do Cool Mini or Not, so we'll be switching to them soon.
We're throwing the set.
Sorry, man.
I'm just gonna flip these marbles everywhere.
Off to the side. What do you want now?
Don't get prima donna on me, boy.
Hey, I will be in my trailer this second.
Scoot the box just a little bit more. All right,
okay. So I got a slate and all of that.
Okay. And we're
say the name of the game. Say the.
I'm gonna start both rolling and then.
Yeah. Go ahead. What's that?
That's the camera we're talking.
Right there, and this is closest.
So don't like lean down here.
Yeah. Right.
Hello.
All right. Here we go. This is Potion Explosion. Cool Mini or Not. Hey everybody, welcome back to our Origins Summer Preview 2016. I'm here with Jared from Cool Mini or Not.
Hello.
And we are taking a look at a whole lot of marbles, a whole lot of potions.
Yes.
And of course, combine those two things, you get Potion Explosion.
We indeed do.
So tell me what is going on in this game.
All right, so in Potion Explosion, you are basically your students trying to pass your final exam of making potions.
Okay.
And it has a unique mechanic where it has this marble tray here, where on your turn you can pull out a marble. Okay. So let's say we do like this blue one here.
Alrighty.
So I pull that blue one out. I can put it on my potion here. You see, you're trying to build different potions by pulling out the coordinated colors.
So I need, say, the 2 reds that are already there, then I need a blue.
So let's say, for example, we're building that one.
And then 2 blacks down here.
Right. So, but also what happened when I pulled that blue out is a potion explosion. Because the blue is here, and it connected these colors. So you actually get all of those.
Oh boy, okay.
And then obviously now I have a lot of yellow. So I think we got a yellow over here. That could go there. And then you also have some reserves.
So that can do. The beaker there can just hold extra ones for you.
3 extra ones.
Okay.
And that's at its base, that's kind of what you're doing. But once you have brewed a potion, they have different abilities, and you can drink those potions.
Gotcha.
And those will have different effects on the game that can help you, hinder other players, things like that, make it a little more fun.
Okay.
Then you also, and there's a ton of different potions. These all kind of affect the different things you can do in the game. The whole goal is, as you're brewing potions, you're gaining these tokens.
Okay.
Once this pile of tokens is gone, the game is over. And then everyone finishes their turn, just to be fair, to kind of finish out your potions. And you start tallying up points based on potions. So you see, like, if I brewed this one, it'd be 6.
I see.
10.
There's points right
there's
there.
Points right there.
Okay.
So that, and then there's helper tokens where you can ask the professor for help.
Okay.
Where you can get certain marbles out of here, but they don't cause explosions at that point because you had to get help from the teacher on your final exam. And there's also a negative point, but that may benefit you in the end, because it might actually let you lead into getting like this 10-pointer.
Gotcha.
You know?
Gotcha.
And that is the game.
Now the contraption over here has, there are some marbles that we can't actually see. So they're under this section here, right?
So as we keep pulling out marbles, they're gonna keep sliding down. And this can lead to a lot of cool combos where, so now that exploded, but then that exploded.
Oh, wow.
That exploded. And so I was like a pro at the game right there.
Wow, okay, I see.
That has never happened to me that well in a real game.
Sure.
And then when marbles go back, you just kind of slide them in the tray. You try to evenly disperse them around without telling them exactly where to go.
Right.
And that's it. It's tons of fun. It's something about the tactile feel of pulling those out and having them clack together.
It's not gimmicky. I mean, it is a gimmick, but it works so well, you know.
Yeah, and
it's thematic, it's cool. Yeah, it looks great.
And it's super appealing to people who like those match 3 phone games, or like Bejeweled or Candy Crush or something like that, because it's kind of tapping into that market, but again, making it a experience for everyone and much more tactile.
Very cool.
And
so once you've completed one of these, all those marbles sort of get dispersed back
and then
in.
you take your potion, and then if you use it, you can turn it upside down. And this edition that we're showing right here is the original Horrible Games edition.
Okay.
Our newer edition is going to be the same game. We've upped the quality a little bit of the punch board.
Okay.
So it's just going to be a little more high quality material, and it's going to be premiering at Gen Con.
All right,
and,
cool.
It's $59.99.
All right, and the game plays how many?
It's 2 to 4.
2 to 4 players.
So
very cool.
It's nice to have a good 2-player game, and this works really well with 2 players.
It's very attractive. I'm looking forward to checking this out. Awesome.
Excellent.
Thanks for showing it to us.
Thanks.
And thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll see you soon. Yeah, this looks awesome. This is one of the ones that flew under my radar at Essen. I wasn't even sure how it did work, but yeah, this is.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get into like all the technical stuff of what these do, but it's a game where you can have just fun pulling out marbles, but if you want to get super strategic with all the different abilities, you can do that too. So if you guys get a chance at some point, you should come over. We have games of it running. So because you haven't played it yet.
No, I have it. I have it.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, here.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
All right. let's do unusual.
Usual suspects.
Yeah.
Oops.
Sure how we best want to show this because we don't have the new box with us, but I have it on here.
Okay.
So
okay, that's fine. We can show it to the. You can get it on this camera here and just have them zoom in on it.
Do you want this box not up at all?
No.
Is there specific questions you want to grab from in there?
Let's see here.
I'm trying to find where the ones for the. There they are. 3x4.
I'll take a box of that.
This one is going to be pretty simple. I'm just going to have these so we can show off a few more.
Okay, cool.
Let's see. We probably don't need to leave this on screen the whole time. I don't know if we want to or not.
No, that's fine. We don't have to.
Okay.
We can show it off and then put it away again.
Okay. Because I don't know how to. Just trying to figure out how to make my computer not go to sleep easily. But all right.
Yeah, no problem. Ready? I think we are.
Yep.
Jared, right?
Jared, yep. Come on.
I'm really bad with names, man. When I used to teach, that was really bad because there was like 30 of them in a row.
I understand.
All right. Just hit reset and then okay. Let's start.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
You just gotta hit start.
You gotta clap first.
No, I don't.
Yes.
Hit start first.
Listen, it's cold.
Man, I am gonna
Your fruit basket.
slap you up and down this hallway. Here we go. You're good? Yeah. Everything's rolling? Okay. All right. Unusual suspects, cool mini or not? Hey everybody, welcome back to our Origin Summer Preview. I am here with Jared from Cool Mini or Not.
Hello.
We are taking a look at some Unusual Suspects.
Yes.
Which is a very interesting game. Tell me a little bit about it.
All right, so in Unusual Suspects, you have a group of players who one of them is the witness, and then everyone else is the detective.
Got it.
You're trying to catch a criminal who has committed some type of crime.
Got it.
However, the witness is a little unusual because they don't really remember anything about the person, so it can't be like, well, what kind of hat, what kind of clothes were they wearing? It's more of like, well, let's just get right to it. So the kind of question a detective is going to ask is he or she romantic?
Okay.
The wording on the final game is actually a little bit different, so these aren't going to be exactly how it is in our version. But now what's going to happen is the witness will be able to say yes or no, and there's going to be a card that's going to have a check mark and an X.
So you just play the cards,
basically
so that you don't go, yeah. You just show the card. Right?
Yeah, you
so
just
you don't
show
get
the
hints
card
with your voice.
Right, and I skipped ahead a little bit. That's okay. So the way it's normally figured out is, let's say you're the witness in this case.
Right.
You would have had this card here. Show it to the camera. So you know that.
So that lets me know she is the one.
Right.
That I am trying to get the rest of the folks to guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you would have that secret information. Yep. The detectives are trying to figure that out.
Okay.
So then, as the detective, I ask you, is the suspect romantic?
And I would say, or I wouldn't say anything, I would play the yes card.
Okay.
Let's say.
So what I am looking for then is I am looking to eliminate anyone on here that I think is not romantic.
Gotcha.
Because I want to keep anyone who looks romantic to me.
Right.
Right? Because they are possibly the suspect.
That's right.
So at that point, then I can look around and I can start pointing at people and go, well, maybe she's not romantic anymore. Maybe she's settled down.
All right.
So I would flip her, and then let's just, I flip this guy, and then I would tell you I'm done.
Okay.
At that point, you would then indicate whether I've actually flipped over your suspect or not. So in this case,
we're still good.
We're still good.
Right.
And then the next detective would go. And it's just another question. In this case, does he or she have a dog?
And I would say... See, you get into these moments where you go, well, does she kind of look like a cat lady?
Right,
or is she, right, which is where the fun of the party atmosphere comes in, right?
It's a lot of it's what everyone is thinking, but also we're trying to determine what do you think? Do we know you well enough to be like, oh, that's a dog person or that's a romantic person, right?
Right.
And so it's very simple, but it's a great party atmosphere because especially if you're with friends, because you all kind of know each other and you can have fun with this type of thing, right? And that's the basics of the game. It's very simple. It plays 3 to 16 people, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I can't remember the max. I believe it's 16. And
so you guys are reprinting this
yes.
with your own cover, which we have here.
Yes.
So let's see if we can get that on camera there. Yes. So that is the cover. Can we make sure we get that on the camera? This is going to be the cover for the Cool Mini or Not.
Okay. Yep, so that's our new branding on there.
And are you guys from the previous version? Are you adding some new characters as well?
So yes, we've got 70 characters. Some of those are from the original game. Some of them are brand new ones. We've completely redone the questions.
I see.
So this wording is different now. There's no more. It's not the he or she. It's usually the suspect. We've also gone back. We've made new questions. So there's over 100 question cards. There's a few blank ones, so people can add in their own and make it their own kind of game.
Gotcha.
And just kind of cleaned up some of that. And there's a little bit of redesign. So like I said, this is the original version. So our cards are going to look a little different, but the gameplay is all going to be the same that everyone's kind of fallen in love with.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and it's premiering at Gen Con.
Okay, very cool. Do you know what the MSRP on it will be at this point?
It is $24.99.
Okay.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yep.
So there you have it. Unusual Suspects, Gen Con from Cool Mini or Not. Thanks for talking to us. Appreciate it. And thank you, folks, for tuning in. We'll see.
Bye. Okay. Am I doing okay?
Yeah, you're good,
All
man.
right.
You're good. I mean, if there's anything feel like, okay, let's mention this thing, then I'll throw you a softball.
Thanks. Yeah, it was I couldn't find the answer cards. I was
that's okay. Yeah, that's why I was doing the whole.
Yeah.
They're there so that we don't give hints with your voice and all of that. I'm familiar with this one, so I can help you a little more.
Grizzled?
Yeah. Let's do Cthulhu. Because I think you did a review of Agri Orders, didn't you? Wasn't it you?
Yeah.
I don't know who you are, so.
What's your name?
Did you ever play Rumble in the Dungeon? Rumble in the House?
Sure.
Okay. So this is Cthulhu in the House. It's going to be our new version. That's basically same rules, just a little bit added onto it.
Those entrances need to line up.
Yeah.
Some of them do, some of them don't. You can build them in any way you want, but the entrances do need to line up if you want to move from room to room. So to not make a dead room.
Cool.
I think we're good there. Yeah. And
something goes on here.
Yeah, we got our little player. Player tokens, and then what is this? It's a 3 to 5 or 3 to 4?
Hey, can I get the lid?
3 to 6.
3 to 6. Yeah, he just needs the lid.
Oh, the lid? Yes, of course.
Let's do that somewhere. I'm ready when you guys are. Good. All right, here we go. Cthulhu in the house, cool mini or not. Welcome back to Columbus, Ohio, everybody, for our Origin Summer Preview 2016. I'm here with Jarrett from Cool Mini or Not.
Hello.
We are taking a look at Cthulhu in the house.
Yes.
It sounds like a rap song when I say it like that.
It is.
Cthulhu's in the house.
Keep going. Let's
What
go.
are we? That's it.
All right, that's it.
I'm done. What are we looking at? What is this about?
So Cthulhu in the House is an adaptation of Rumble in the House, Rumble in the Dungeon, and this is brand new from Cool Mini, and we got John Kovalik to do the art.
Yes.
So he's a cartoonist that many people probably know.
Absolutely.
And so we've always loved his work, so it was great that we got a chance for him to actually design this with us, to do the rooms and the monsters. And essentially, what's going to happen, this is a 3 to 6 player game, and normally, we'd have this mystery third player over here. We'd all get these mystery tokens.
Okay.
So, we have this house. This house with the Cthulhu in it, if you will. And it's made up these different rooms. All of these guys are in here. We each have these secret tiles I just gave out.
You wouldn't normally see this, but I'll show a couple of these.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him! It's big, Cthulhu.
Exactly. So there. Oh man, see you got the lucky one. And so those are yours. These are mine. And then the mystery third person. These are the guys. These are the guys you want to survive. So as you might have known from the original one, because it's called Rumble, there was a little bit of fighting going on. It's the same idea here. On your turn, you can either move a character, move one of these monsters, or fight a monster if you're already in the room with one.
Gotcha.
Right? So, what's going to happen is you want your character to survive the longest. So in your case, you would not want Cthulhu here to get out first. But because it's secret information, you need to move things in a way where it's not obvious. So you have to decide, well, is it going to be obvious if I move on my turn? I say, oh, I want to move Cthulhu here, right? Well, now we're thinking, did he do that because it's his, or did he do that because he's trying to trick us?
Right.
And then on my turn, if you did do that, I could say, well, maybe I'd call your bluff on it because you've actually moved into, this other guy's territory. But I say, okay, well, I want these guys to fight, and I get to pick one of them to remove.
Got it.
And it's that simple. So what happens is, say, I want Cthulhu to come out. You just put him to the side, and you're going to leave these in order, because what's going to happen is once all of these are removed through fighting or whatever, well, it's not really whatever, it's all fighting.
It's all fighting.
It's all fighting. You will then count up points. So the longer they're in the house, the more points you get, which moves up this track, right? But we've added something a little different to this game. So you might have noticed there is a portal. Well, there's this portal token here, which these aren't in the original one. These have special abilities. So what happens is if someone's in a room with a portal and they leave that portal room, that actually comes with them. So now let's say a couple turns go by, this guy's now in this room. So we got a portal in here, we got these two guys. I want to fight because this is my guy, I want him to stay alive. So I say fight to get rid of this guy, but we also reveal this portal. This is an abyss portal.
Okay.
Yes. So the abyss portal will actually bring a oh man.
So there's different ones is the thing. You don't know them off the top of your head, that's fine.
Sorry.
But some of them do different things.
Yeah, so there's the abyss portal and there's a teleport portal. Teleport actually lets you go to any room.
Got it. So you've basically added a way to not like if someone's way over here, someone's way over there, they might actually meet when you don't expect them to.
Right. So imagine that is revealed and I go, well, I got to get rid of that guy.
Oh, wow.
You can move over here and now at least you're in that position.
Got it.
You can do that fight.
Huh.
Yeah, and then you could do your fight, and the portal actually moves with that character.
And the
So it
house
kind of moves around.
is set up randomly each time. These rooms can go basically in any order, however you want
Yeah,
to,
the
right?
players at the beginning can set up 12 tiles to make the most beautiful kind of Cthulhu house they want. And just set them up, with hallways aligning or not aligning, but you need to at least be able to access the room from one point.
Okay.
And all the tiles are great. They have like a lot of just little touches that he put in them, like little tentacles kind of crawling out from different places, or just ooze and just different things like that. So,
Gotcha, cool.
Yeah, that's the basics of the game.
So when is this version, Cthulhu in the House, going to be
Cthulhu
available?
in the House is going to be available at Gen Con.
Gen Con. Okay, it's going to be a hot Gen Con for you guys.
And it's $24.99.
$24.99, 3 to 6 players, about 20 minutes, which is right. It's a very
quick game. It's a good warm-up game or like a break in between games, and it's nice, and it's great for people who maybe don't play a lot of games. So it's a good introduction game, to get them kind of warmed up to just the idea of playing games. So
cool.
Yeah.
So there you have it. If you got to get your Cthulhu on, get Cthulhu in the House.
Yes.
And that is coming from Cool Mini or Not, Gen Con. Thanks, man, for talking to us. And thank you, folks, for tuning in. We'll see you. All right,
bye. Sorry about that.
No, that's good. No problemo.
I just read the rules before I came over here.
What's up next? Creo or Grizzle?
Let's do Creo. I'm not overly worried if I don't.
He wants us to wrap up, but I've talked him into giving us Imhotep for Creo. He's not as much interested in Grizzled expansion.
That's fine.
Because,
That's fine. That's why I've been
delaying that one.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's just he's like it's widespread. Everybody's going to know it, but he hasn't done anything on Creo.
Yes.
So he'd like to,
believe me,
You're on board with that?
I was on board with that. So, because whoever this guy is, I can't remember his name.
It's Zed.
Zed. Okay. Zed here actually did a review of it, so.
So I'm gonna put out one of each.
We've got close-ups over here. Okay.
Yeah.
I can do this. I don't know how this goes, but this is also a Gen Con release for you guys.
It is. We've got a lot dropping at
You have
Gen
some
Con.
of them here, though?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Because I know the Grizzle expansion is out. I mean, you have them here.
it officially releases June 24th, but we had them at Expo and we have them here, so.
Oh.
I'm gonna keep out
Sam.
Hecatoconicus. So
Samuel.
Thank you. So you've got one of each level. You've got the gems, the element cards.
Take a picture of it.
So that.
Didn't I take a picture last time?
You did. You don't need the first player card up there.
Let me get the cards that actually connect.
That what?
That connect, so I can kind of show that path. Rainbow leads into fish.
Sam, could you hand me that?
And then I'm going to pull out the flower too, just.
Sure.
All right. How do I? There we go.
Down good.
In the morning when you wake up, get you going.
So you guys pronounce it Creo?
Creo, yeah.
All right, let me know when you guys are ready. Okay, here we go. Creo, Cool Mini or Not. Hey folks, welcome back to Columbus, Ohio for our Origin Summer Preview 2016. I am here with Jared from Cool Mini or Not.
Hey.
And he's going to be showing us Creo, which is a little cooperative game.
Yes.
Which is it like an earthy sort of theme? Is that what's going on?
Well, yeah. So in Creo, it's, as you said, it's fully cooperative, and the idea is that you are trying to build a well-balanced planet, and you're all working together as these titans to do that.
Okay.
And you do that through creating it's almost like a tech tree of a planet. So the first thing you have to start with is the atmosphere or a comet.
Got it.
And what happens is, it's in turn order. There's going to be a first player, and everyone plays their cards face down. So it's a hidden information game a little bit.
Okay.
And I'll explain there's ways to get around that. But you'll be playing cards face down and then flipping them. So ideally on the first turn, you want the first player to end up with the comet or the atmosphere, because that's going to be your first trail down to building a planet.
Got it.
So what happens if you're the first player, you don't have this card? That's where these tokens come into play.
Okay.
So these were actually at the beginning of the game, we would have all sat around and drafted them. So the first player takes however many they want, second player, and so on. So you could feasibly take them all on your turn if you wanted, but that's not very nice. And what we'll use these for are a couple different things. You can spend one to reveal a card in your hand to one other player.
Okay.
And what that might suggest is, hey, if I'm going to play this, maybe you shouldn't play an orange as well, because what happens is when you play a color onto a card, it builds it. In this case, you would need one green, and then you have the comet, and then you'd move down the tree.
Right.
But let's say that I have the comet, you're first player, and I took 2 of these on my draft. I could pay 2 to actually exchange a card with you. So I would slide you the comet secretly, and then you would just give me one of your cards.
Okay.
So once that's out and the game is going, as I said, we're building this, so we built the comet.
So you could do this and this, and that would be done.
And then probably someone would, if we were playing a 4-player game or something, a couple energies might have been wasted, or maybe someone laid down the atmosphere. But either way, once this is built, we can then move to the second level of the tech tree. So in this case, off of a comet, it says we can either start building mountains or rainbows.
Okay.
So someone's played the rainbow, we build that. Then, once that's done, we can branch off into flower or fish. And then once that happens, we are down to getting to the planet. So planet's a little bit unique because you need at least two of these tier 3s done to get the planet going.
Gotcha.
So we would finish the fish and the flower, then we move on to the planet. Now you see the planet has one of each color.
Mm-hmm.
That is meaning that's going to represent how well balanced our planet is. If we get nothing on there, we've failed. If we get 1 on there, it's probably not going to sustain life.
Okay.
If you get like 3, then it's probably going to work. If it's not going to be great, it's going to work. If you get 4, perfect planet.
So sort of levels of winning,
exactly,
right? I mean,
exactly.
That's, okay, got
so
it.
you can absolutely lose, but there are different levels of winning that kind of keep bringing you back.
Gotcha.
There are a few things in the game that kind of try to stop you, and those are these aggression cards. So someone is inevitably going to have these, and what's going to happen is each of them have unique things that happen. So in this case, with Thunderbolt, you would have to discard 1 element card from an incomplete nature card. So let's say we're trying to just get off this first one, you play that, and for some reason, because I don't like any of us, I play this one, I go, oh, well, now we're back to square one already.
So you have these in your hand, and at some point you have to
You have to get rid of them, because what's
Right.
going to happen is you don't want these in your hand at the end of the game.
Gotcha.
So you have to figure out the perfect time you're going to kind of play one of these. And that's the basics of Creo. It's for people who have played the Grizzled, thematically it is different, but gameplay-wise and the feeling you get from this is very similar because you're all working together. There's a lot of that hidden information.
Right.
So I think people who enjoy the Grizzled and the gameplay of the Grizzled are really going to like this because it's very tough, but it's also very easy to go, well, let's go again. Let's keep playing this again. And
well,
yes.
it sounds like it's really, a large part of it is about managing how you spend these also.
It is, and there's
that
ways,
communication,
and there's ways you can get to more as you play these. You'll gain another one, but there is that initial thing you want to. Usually, you kind of go with an even disbursement of them, but it is possible that someone could take more, and then inevitably you will end up with someone who's like sitting on them, and other people need them.
Sure.
These become very important, and it helps solve a little bit of that. We don't know at all what other players are doing, but it's very handy to have those and use them. And yeah, so this is the prototype. So this isn't final. Like the art and everything's final. Just the cards in this box are not. These are just the prototype one. But yeah, this is premiering at Gen Con for us with several other things. And
very cool, very cool.
Yeah.
It says 3 to 6 players, approximately 30 minutes.
Yep.
And that is Creo from Cool
Creo,
Mini or
yep.
Not. Gen Con release. Very cool. Thanks for showing it to us.
Thank you.
And thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you soon. All right.
Did you play this one at Expo?
I did.
Yes.
I did play it.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was a weird first play though. This is kind of a game I think you have to play more than once.
It definitely is.
The first play you're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, yeah,
you know?
there's a little bit of confusion that goes on, but I think afterwards, like,
does that mean?
I think it's going to speak to that grizzled market. Like,
yeah, I could see that.
Not quite as thematically, but
it's very strange the first time you
is.
play, knowing what to tell other people and all. That's the big.
Well, that's the part because you're not. It's like, oh well.
Yeah.
Like we played last night with some new people, and we were like, people were showing things to people that just didn't matter, and it's like,
right.
Oh wait, now I realize why.
And you wait. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Alright, looks like we're setting up Cosmos.
Mr. Vasil. The tramp stamp appears to have created quite a fire, and we are live. It seemed to create quite a firestorm.
You ever have one of those moments where you regret bringing up a subject? I was just thinking about getting a Dice Tower tattoo. I don't think about it seriously because when I mention these things, Laura looks at me and I feel like she's saying no, as her lips also are saying no.
And your eyes are saying no.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for coming by.
See you later.
Shoot.
I was feeling comfortable.
Ooh. Kickstarter stretch goal.
No, I don't care about getting it. I know I'm getting it. I just want it first. Okay.
Kickstarter stretch goal. A dice tower over your whole stomach.
No, okay, that's super gross, dude. Super gross.
Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that.
That's idiotic. Boo, do you miss it? You sexist people on YouTube, boo! I'm heckling the internet.
Okay, YouTube people, let's be nice.
All right. Alright, we're throwing this up.
There we go.
Derek says you're about to go live.
Thank you. So I'm going to slate first. I'll clap, say the name of the games, and then I'll actually do an introduction. All
right.
That jazz. And then just give us an overview, basically.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Here we go. You were rolling. Good, good. Derek, good. Thank you. Here we go. Legends of Andor expansion, big box expansion, Cosmos. Hey everybody, welcome back to our Origin Summer Preview 2016. I am sitting here with Jamie from Cosmos, and we are taking a look at the big box expansion to Legends of Andor, obviously in its prototype form here. But I am very excited about this. I am a huge Legends of Andor fan.
That's great.
Tell me about this a little bit.
Okay, so this is a full board expansion, another two-sided board, and it takes place after you beat the base game.
Okay.
So after there's peace in the realm, the heroes get a call from the north to come and help.
Gotcha.
So you're traveling by sea, and you're going to be using a ship to get around.
Okay.
So the mechanism for your movements in this game is going to be different than the traditional base game. Instead of using an hour to take each step into a new square, you can travel depending on the power of the wind in a straight line.
Gotcha.
So you're going to be traveling the board in a different way, and your heroes will actually go on the ship. You'll have an upgrade board, so you're going to be continuously upgrading your ship in order to make it more powerful. And throughout your journeys in the new legends that are provided, you'll be encountering all sorts of sea monsters, weather, just new types of obstacles that are different from the original game.
Okay. So as far as what's new in the game besides the movement options and all of that, what kind of legends are we looking at, and how many are there in the
There's
box?
going to be 4 new legends.
Okay.
And in addition to that, you have 2 new characters that you can use, and they're both, again, double-sided male and female characters, and they each have unique abilities. There's a little space on the board there that track for team battles, so you're not having to keep track of your strength and battle value in your heads anymore, which is really helpful. But other than that...
now this is something that was already out in a German printing, and you guys are bringing it out in English.
To the U.S. market, yep. I believe it's available now. German, Russian, French, Spanish. There's a few different language.
So when can we get our hands on this in English?
September.
September. Very cool. And the MSRP on it, do you know what that is?
It's going to be 50.
50, okay. Very nice. So a big box expansion to Legends of Andor, and this is called
Journey to the North.
Journey to the North. There it is. Very interesting. Looks great. Thanks so much for showing it to us.
No problem.
And thank you, folks, for tuning in. We'll see you soon. Very cool. Cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm excited to get a production sample so I can actually play it.
Is this ship final here? Is this what it will look like?
Yeah, I believe so.
It's pretty neat.
Nice and chunky.
Away.
No, it's all just
toss it in there.
Yep. We don't have anything yet. It's for you.
Hath not thy rose a thorn?
Turn your tokens over. There you go, that looks about even. Power cards. Your power cards. These are our open hands. Those were not shuffled well.
Mine are kind of shuffled, sort of.
Mine are not. They're all 3s. Yay!
That works. Alrighty. Okay, let me know when you guys are good. Okay, here we go. The Rose King, Cosmos. Hello everybody and welcome back to our Origin Summer Preview 2016. I'm sitting here with Jamie from Cosmos, and she's going to be giving us a quick look at the Rose King, which is finally coming out in English.
Exactly.
This was available before as Rose and Conic. And tell me a little bit about how this works.
Sure. So this is one of the 2 new 2-player games that we're introducing this year, along with Tally Ho. And essentially, we are going to be battling to control the area that is on this grid in front of us by using these cards that have an indication of which direction we can move the crown and how many spaces we can move.
Okay.
So we would take turns, and you would move this crown, in this case, 1 space in this direction, and then I could place my white rose token here.
And then I could play, and I could do something like this, which means I would move the crown here, and I would place this with my color facing up.
Exactly.
And draw a replacement, is that right, or do we not?
So during your turn, you have the option, you can either draw a card or play a card.
I see.
And then as we get a little bit further into the game, you can play your power cards. Each player gets 4 per game.
Okay.
So one of the rules when we're moving is that you can't move into a space that's already occupied by someone else's token, unless you end up playing a power card. So if I were to play a power card, you play it in conjunction with a movement card, and you only play it when you would in fact land on one of your opponent's pieces. And that allows you to flip the token over and then take control of that space for yourself.
Gotcha, and you can only do that 4 times in the whole game.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the ultimate goal in this game is not necessarily just to have more pieces on the board, it's to have the longest contiguous strips of color. So you want to have, say, 8 adjoining pieces, because the way that you score is you multiply. So 8 by 8 is your area plot, so you would get 64 points.
And so do you score all of your lands or just the largest?
Exactly, so you score all of them and add them up depending on the size.
Okay. And that's pretty much it. And obviously these being face up allows me to know what you're able to do and think about where I want to take the crown, position the crown, so that you don't have a great response to that.
Exactly.
And yeah, that's it. Very cool. And these are double-sided, of course. You can just flip to the other side when you do, in fact, use your special powers. The game is 2 players only. And
2
plays,
players.
The box has 30 minutes.
Yeah, you can typically get it done faster, especially once you know what's going on. I would say probably 20. And it's very easy to learn.
Very cool. When is this going to be available?
It's available now.
Okay, great.
$19.95.
MSRP $19.95. Very nice. So that's it. The Rose King available right now from Cosmos. Thank you so much for showing it to us.
Welcome.
And thank you, folks, for tuning in. See you next time. Off now, Sam. Stop looking at memes.
He's buying it right now. He's like the Rose King.
Yeah, we're done.
Are the 4-player rules still in?
You know, I'm not sure. I can check. I don't think so.
Tom said that after the set, I am to relieve you so you can get out and get away for a little while.
All right, fine.
We don't have the variant in here.
No?
No.
Oh.
I'm interested though.
Yeah, Rosie's only had it. It's 3 cards per player. And then
Okay.
Well, you could also play with the cards in your hand. Are you guys still? Is that still part of the game? Also, you could play them on the table or just hold them up for a less brain burning game.
Exactly.
Which is actually how I play. The other one is super.
I don't like
scary.
that.
You don't like it with the hand you're holding the cards?
Because you have to look at what the other guy
Well, you're
can
smarter than I, okay?
Strategy's
Back off.
hard.
Thinking is rough.
Thank you.
I got about footage of about
Ah, yeah.
Ooh, what a gross sound. Not what I was going for.
Back on here.
I don't know if you wanna.
Okay, yeah, I'll get rid of that.
A little bit. I passed you.
How many of these did you guys have here?
So we're gonna have 50 per day. Yeah, we weren't expecting to sell out of all of our stock that we had coming for the fall, and then we got the nomination, and it was instantly gone. So we only had 200 to bring with us to the show. We're gonna have some more at Gen Con, and all of our distributors should have them now. So
When is it available? I mean,
right now.
Pretty much you could.
Today. Yeah, we just got them into the warehouse, so they're shipping out to all the distributors right now.
Well, that's good. At least it's not that you have a few here and then people will not be able to get their hands on it for a long time. They could go and get it somewhere.
Right.
I've actually not had a chance to play this one, but I'm very excited to do
we
it.
should play it.
I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, I haven't had a lot of time with the B-sides, which I am looking forward to with some free time here. shuffled either. I can leave this copy with you if you want.
Oh, great. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Boom.
That's it. Okay, I am ready. You ready? Let's do it. Thank you, guys. Imhotep, Cosmos. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our Origin Summer Preview 2016. I'm sitting here with Jamie, and she's going to be showing us Imhotep from Cosmos, recent nominee for the Game of the Year, Spiels des Jahres, and a gorgeous-looking game set in a beautiful Imhotep, of course. What is going on in the game? What are we doing?
So, in this game, Imhotep was a builder of Egypt, and he was famed for building the earliest pyramids and just being this amazing engineer and mathematician of his time. And so what we are doing is we are also builders in this game, and we are hoping to move these supplies from the stone quarry on our sleds here via ships to various building sites.
Got it.
When you go to different building sites, you earn points in different ways depending on where you end up going.
Okay.
So, at the beginning of every round, there's cards provided with a number of players with the heads at the top of each card. Each round, you would flip over a card which would tell you the 4 ships to use during that round.
Okay, that's what's available.
These would be our 4 ships this round.
And then a 2, right.
Exactly.
Okay.
When it's your turn, you can mine from the quarry. And when you're mining, say you're the white player, you can take 3 cubes at a time.
All right, and I would just store them on here.
Exactly. That is your sled for moving your stones.
Got it.
You can only fit 5, so if you were to mine again, you could only take 2, not 3.
Okay.
But that's it. That's your turn. That was your action. Something else you could do on a turn is place a stone on a ship.
All right, and I could do that on any ship.
You can place it in any ship, any spot available. Doesn't have to be front to back. You can put it anywhere you want to put it.
Okay.
Third action for a turn is to dock a ship at any available port, and these are the ports.
Got it. So it would just land right in there.
Exactly.
With whatever it's carrying.
Exactly.
Some of mine, or even a combination of different players.
Exactly. Something to note, though, is you can only move a ship once it's filled with the minimum capacity that's indicated with those stones at the front of each ship. So once that had 3, or once the smaller one had 1, this one had 2, then you could move them.
Okay.
So this is really important because as you're playing, you start to try to discover the other people's strategies based on where they're placing their stones. If someone just placed a black stone on the 3rd space, you can say, I bet they're going to the temple. And you use your turn to instead send them off somewhere different and kind of mess up their whole strategy. So it gets a little mean.
Okay.
And then, depending on where you land, you earn points in different ways.
Okay.
So I guess we'll just start at the top.
Let's do it.
This is the market. Every round, there's 4 new market cards that are displayed. And some of them are effective immediately, the red ones. Some of them are assessed at the very end of the game. They're collections that you take on throughout the game. And the blue cards are sort of a double action. So instead of mining or placing a stone, it will let you, during your turn, do both. So they're all advantageous in their own ways. And what happens is every time you land at a port, the ship unloads from front to back. So the first player here would get to pick a card, then whoever has the second stone would get to pick, and so on until they were all gone.
And then it's refilled?
It refills at the beginning of the next round. There's 6 rounds in the game.
Okay.
The pyramid, again, unloaded front to back. You start with a big arrow, and you unload your cubes here. This one is assessed immediately. So right now, when I place those 3 stones, white would have got 2 points, black would have got 1 point, brown would have got 3 points, and then if there was another, you would start here, and you fill in this way. On this, there's a point guide. So the second level of the pyramid is here. And again, you fill starting in the upper left. So, top level of the pyramid would get 4 points, and then any additional would just get 1.
And it's a pyramid.
And that's a pyramid.
All right, very cool.
The temple is assessed at the end of every single round.
Okay.
With the temple, you fill it from left to right, And what you want to go for here is a bird's eye view. That's how the points are assessed. So in this case, white would get 2 points, black would get 2 points, gray would get 1. But say next round that happened. Now, from what you see above, gray would get 2 points, white would get 2, and black would only get 1.
Okay.
So you just keep building all these up throughout the whole course of the game. You don't clear them off between rounds. The burial chamber is something that you want to go for the longest contiguous strings of stones. So again, you start filling in the upper right here. And there's a point guide here. So if you have 2 touching, you get 3 points for it. If you have 4 touching, you get 10 points for
You
it.
could ideally end up with something like that, and that's 4 connected
Precisely.
ones.
As long as they're not diagonal, they have to be actually touching vertically or horizontally.
And that's a single level on that floor, or do you build above that?
It's a single level. It
Okay.
builds out if you need to, and you assess every group of contiguous that you have. It doesn't all have to be one long snake because people will be blocking you.
Of course.
If they're doing their jobs. And then the obelisks are just towers. So you simply, each color gets their own square, and you build up as high as you can throughout the course of the game. And then depending on how many players you have, there's different point structures. If it was just you and I, whoever has the tallest tower would get 10 points, and the other person only gets 1 point.
I see. Very cool. And so...
The round ends when all 4 ships are docked.
Okay.
And in that case, you would score the temple, since that's the one that's scored at the end of every round. And otherwise, at the end of the game, you would score the ones that are accumulated throughout the game, and then any cards that you have that are assigned point values. And this is your scoring track.
Very cool. And so besides that, also, all these have B-sides as well, which change the rules a little bit.
Exactly.
And we'll show a couple of them. We won't go into all the detail as well on those sides, but we'll show the camera a couple of them. So you could mix and match these sides, right?
You can either play
You
all
can make the
these.
game you want to play with the powers you end up preferring the best.
Exactly. So the mechanics of building are very similar, but there's little bonuses on the B side. In this case, there's just some extra cards or tokens or placement that you would get for landing in these different pyramid sites. They're
Very
all
cool.
just tiny tweaks that make it a little bit more interesting.
Very nice. So it uses that Egyptian theme in a very interesting way, very thematic way with the pyramid, with the tombs, everything. Very cool. When is this available?
So we actually pushed up the availability. We were going to release at Gen Con, but now we have it here at Origins.
Okay.
We have 50 copies a day, and it's $40. We're doing 10% off at the show.
All right. So if you're watching live, which you would be over there,
line
and
up
you're
early.
here, then go get one. And otherwise, when can we get it? What's the street date?
So
we
our
can get it pretty much now.
distributors are getting it this week. So if you buy from game distributors, you can go there. Otherwise, we'll have more available in August. So we'll definitely plan on having some at Gen Con as well.
Very cool. Thank you for showing it to us.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, folks, for tuning in. That is Imhotep. All right, awesome.
I got the bags.
Did you have something else? Was that it?
That's it. That's the new stuff. Yes, sir.
So you're jumping in here for me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can get a break.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You know who's up next?
What?
You know who's up next?
Gameland Games.
Okay.
I have not seen them though. Hey, let's go grab this. I'll grab this. Hello, Internet.
Oh. Chaz Marler, ladies and gentlemen,
is leaving because my next appointment just showed up.
Yeah. Rolling with the dice. Rolling with the
there
dice.
we go.
Yeah.
Everything good?
Yeah.
Is that live?
It is live. You want to talk to the kids?
I don't. Forget the kids. No, I'm gonna go walk around a little bit finally.
Okay, I didn't find anything interesting. I haven't got
I feel like
a chance
such
to
a
walk
dork right there at the beginning of that interview, because I was doing like just a little vamping before I let her speak, and I said something like, "Oh, and this and that, and the beautiful setting, of course, in Imhotep," and she's like, "Yeah, great. Imhotep was a builder." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, okay. That was dumb. Of course, Imhotep was a person."
And yeah, I think near the famed step pyramid in Egypt, they have found evidence of possible Imhotep's possible tomb.
Really? That's cool.
There's inscriptions to Imhotep.
That's cool. I do like that setting a lot. I think it makes for gorgeous board games.
Many people feel that he might have been the creator because before pyramids, they did small single-level things partially buried in the ground called mastabas. And all the step pyramid is one smaller mastaba on top of another.
Right.
And a lot of people think he might have been the founder of the pyramid style.
That's cool. And I'm going to walk around a little bit.
Throw a set.
Do you want me to like lay out all the boxes over here? So
yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So let's lay. I'm just going to grab kind of a couple of
Sure.
components, from each.
And then she goes to advisors, like, I got the state program, this Transylvania program, what should I do? And the advisor says, oh, another program just opened up, I think would be really good for you. And ask it. This is really good sound.
Oh, neat.
We will visit you.
Those are cool.
And then just as she was about to apply, your advisor contacts her one more time and says, actually, she says, I've just finished doing my research. I made research on this and that.
Yeah. Is this all Tiny Epic Kingdoms?
That's the expansion
Okay.
to Kingdoms. Yep. So that's all Heroes Call.
Okay.
So these I probably won't really pull components out because they're in a prototype stage.
Okay.
And probably won't pull much of Heroes of Lander and see. Maybe I would. Maybe that one I'll do. I'll show a little bit of the prototype, even though of course it's not all that fancy.
Okay.
But
And did you decide? Which? So you're doing Are we doing this stuff for one
Yeah,
and that
so
for
what I'll
a
do-
dedicated one for that?
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll kind of do Tiny Epic,
Yeah.
and then I'll do a little bit of Heroes of Lander and see as a separate thing.
Okay.
So
Oh, and here's your mic, and it's on, so you can just hook
I
this.
definitely want to show off some of Western. People have been really excited about this.
Do you want this taken out of the bags at all? Or? Yeah.
Just a few items.
Is this in frame way up here?
It can be.
Okay. Just let me know if we need to move anything.
Sweet. All right. 9 o'clock on Saturday.
Oh, neat. Wow.
And the bull dice.
That reminds me of the Alien Frontiers tried to make the rocket dice,
Yes.
but they could never pull it off. And these turned out really nice.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Maybe all the efforts that they put, we were able to.
So that's Western up there, right?
Yep.
So are we talking about all of these in one video?
Yes. Yeah. This will be one, and then that will be the other.
Cool. Is that a Galaxy's expansion I see?
Oh yes.
Is this scheduled for the 11:30 slot? Okay, so we're not behind. Okay.
We're not behind. We're right on time.
Excellent. No, we need you need to hook that on. Put that on your belt loop or such. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clap and then say the name of the game and for the audio sync, and then pause and start, and I'll kind of introduce everything and you, and then I'll let you take it from there where you want it to go. And we have about 6 minutes scheduled for this one, and then we'll do it again.
Microphone is way off. I want to fix that for you. All right.
Cool. You said your name was Jazz?
Chaz.
Chaz.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh my thing's gone.
Ready?
Yes. All right.
Ready back there?
I'm rolling.
Mic check. Okay. All right.
Rolling.
This is Gameland Games, Tiny Epic, whatnot. Okay. Hey, and welcome back to the Origins 2016 Summer Preview. I'm here with Michael, who is going to show us a lot of the expansions and other Tiny Epic things for the Tiny Epic line.
Yes.
So what do we got here today?
Just about everything. I mean, I brought out the whole thing today. I do want to show Tiny Epic Kingdoms Heroes Call. This one is available here at the show now. So it actually just came out 2 months ago. It's the expansion to Tiny Epic Kingdoms.
Okay.
So it's not a standalone game, but if you have Tiny Epic Kingdoms, you got to get Heroes Call, and it's already sold out. So like I said, it only came out in April, but we have copies here at the show.
At Origins.
Origins.
Are you also going to have copies at Gen Con and stuff?
Yes.
Oh, excellent.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
I'll have copies throughout the whole convention circuit this year, but definitely come by and check it out. It's a fantastic expansion to Tiny Epic Kingdoms.
What does it add? What does it add, and how does it evolve the game?
So it doubles the faction count. So in the base game, you had 13 factions. If you had Deluxe, then 16. This introduces another 13 or Deluxe 16 factions to the game. So tons of replayability that comes from there. It also adds new maps that have really awesome snow-capped effects, but also new regions that you'll be dealing with. You'll be getting a new resource that you'll be managing, but probably the best thing, and of course the name of the game, are the heroes.
Yeah.
So you'll be introducing heroes to the battle now, which will be represented by a larger meeple, but you'll be recruiting these heroes, and then throughout different decisions, you'll be promoting them, possibly even retiring them, or of course they may die on the battlefield.
Of course, it happens.
But what's great is the next time you expand, you get a hero right back. So they're introduced into play really easily, so you don't have to be afraid and like turtle them. Get them out there, get them battling, because if you lose one, you'll just get another one. And you want to explore. There's a whole deck of heroes, so you'd love to get through all of them, But it introduces another way of getting victory points. If you retire those heroes, they're worth points.
Okay.
If you retire 3, it triggers the end of the game, so it also introduces a new end game trigger.
Everything seems to be designed to keep things moving and keep things going.
Exactly, and that's always the spirit of the Tiny Epic games too. Is these are not supposed to overstay their welcome. In and out, bam, with a big punch,
Excellent.
And lastly, with Heroes Call, it introduces a development to the building aspect of the game. So now every time a player builds and they move up that tower track, they're going to also add a tower token to one of their regions on the board. So now the board really comes to life because you'll have your meeples out, but then you'll have towers spread all throughout. So it's really, really cool. But mechanically what it does is it allows other players to come and invade, and if they beat you there and take that tower down, you're going to lose progress on the tower track. So now other players can kind of keep you in check
Yes.
based on your progress of building.
You have a physical, tactical thing now that you have to manage.
Yes.
And worry about. Excellent.
Yes.
Cool.
So that's Hero's Call.
Okay.
And again, that's available here at the show. Now, what is not available here at the show, unfortunately, but I do want to show off because I just got a final mass production copy just last night of Tiny Epic Western, and it is really phenomenal. This is what you're seeing kind of right here, just a little sampling of it. This one we're hoping to get out to backers in September.
Okay.
So we're still a little ways away, maybe October for a release. But this is a worker placement meets poker. It's different from all the other Tiny Epic games. It doesn't have, it's not going to be quite as like cutthroat as Tiny Epic Kingdoms is, but there's still definitely some duels. It's a worker placement, but not full exclusion. So if somebody's got a spot that you want, you can come in guns a-blazing, and you can shoot them up, and you can get that spot. But it's not as penalizing, as war is, for instance, in Tiny Epic Kingdoms. So it's very welcoming. It's a high luck, high strategy. There's dice rolling, there's poker, there's all sorts of great stuff going on in Tiny Epic Western. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for that.
Excellent.
Yeah. Furthermore, I'll just steamroll right into the rest.
Keep going.
I do want to show off Ultra Tiny Epic Kingdoms. Now this is the full game. This is the full game of Tiny Epic Kingdoms, unabridged. Now we have, I'll kind of show you, the cards. One side will be your faction, and one side will be the map. So that does create a small exclusion of certain factions functioning on certain maps. But other than that, there's literally no rules abridged, and everything's just now cubes. But of course, you still get a little tower. That's your first player token. So it all fits in this awesome tiny little box. And now you've got the full game, and you can go anywhere with it, and always have a 5-player 4X rolled up in your sleeve like a pack of cigarettes if you need it to be. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, it was like a personal challenge to see, can I cut this Tiny Epic game even in half the footprint it currently has?
It was very organic because originally when Tiny Epic Kingdoms first hit Kickstarter, it was on small cards like this. But as the success of the project grew and stretch goals grew, we ended up turning the game into what it is now. So we went back and revisited the original concept of the game and re-released it as Ultra Tiny Epic Kingdoms.
Took it back to its original roots. Oh, neat.
Exactly. So, moving on, we have Tiny Epic Galaxies Beyond the Black. This is an expansion to Tiny Epic Galaxies, hitting Kickstarter September 1st. This is going to introduce pilots to the game now, as well as unique ships. And so in addition to the 4 spaceships you start with, you'll have 4 new ships, each with their own unique cut. And you'll be able to replace your old ships with these new ones as you acquire pilots to man them.
Very cool.
And you'll be exploring deep space. You may run into black holes, supernovas, all sorts of greatness. So much like Hero's Call did with Kingdoms, this is going to take Tiny Epic Galaxies to the next level. But in a cool way. It kind of fills in the void or some of the negative space in the sense that when you're hiring pilots, they're not competing directly with other options. You're buying them with unused dice. And so, in areas of the game where you may have, oh man, I didn't get the roll I wanted, right? Now you can pick up some pilots and stuff. And so we fill that in a little bit. So look for this one.
Cool.
And Tiny Epic Quest. Check out Tiny Epic Quest. It's on BGG Hotness right now. Look at that one, and I think I've overgone my time, but there you go.
Okay, and the Tiny Epic Galaxies expansion was kickstarting in September?
September, yeah.
Excellent. Okay, well, cool. Thank you, Michael, for stopping by.
Thanks, Chad.
And bringing your epic pile of tiny games.
My pleasure.
Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more of the Origins 2016 coverage from the Dice Tower. All right.
Cool. It's good.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Bam! Got through it too. That wasn't too bad.
It's like Tiny Epic interview.
And these can just be shoved in there. I will reorganize and rebag after. Yeah, Eric, I know you're a fan of Tiny Epic Galaxies, and so I was going to see if you had availability on Saturday or maybe Friday, but I was going to see if you had some time in the evening after dinner or something. I'd love to give a round of that with you and play the game and see what you think of it.
Playable prototype?
Oh yeah, it's fully decked out. Yep.
Oh, wow.
So
I'm interested. We're here in the evenings. This is generally our we finish up for the day like 5, 6 o'clock, go to dinner, and then
cool.
This is where we'll be.
So then maybe I'll just swing by each night and
if you swing by.
Yeah.
I'm playing Merchant of Venus with a Kickstarter backer tonight.
Okay, cool.
So I know I'll be here this evening.
Is that taking place right here too?
That'll be here. I'll grab one of these tables.
This one.
Are we doing this one now?
Is that the right box?
Yep.
I'll just take all this.
And we can just shove them in there.
Oh, that's a box bottom.
Yep.
There we go.
Sweet. Thank you, sir. Yep.
All right.
So this one, this is. I'll pull out one faction. I'll do blue, and then I'll just kind of have these sitting out to show that they're the same thing. So.
Has everything that you have published so far been tiny, epic, something?
No. So I founded Crash Games with Patrick Nichol.
Oh, yeah.
So.
You're gonna have it. Oh no, not the 360. Stop there. Are we on over here?
Yeah, we're on.
So he has one more game to show?
I think so, yeah. He has 2 slots. We're about to shoot a second.
Cards out here.
No, they can kind of stay in there. And I'll toss this in there too.
Let's do this.
There you go. That's perfect.
Let's get this in just a tad.
And then this one, maybe we can do a bit more of a back and forth, just a little bit. The last one, I just kind of steamrolled it all because there's so much. But this one, if you maybe it'll help to have you ask some questions.
Yeah,
and
I didn't want to interrupt you. You were on a roll last time.
No, totally. This one, I just don't have as much, already in the hopper to say about it. So the questions will help.
Okay.
You've done the demo fewer times.
Yes.
You don't have the pattern yet.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, this will be interesting to discuss. Yeah. All right. Wait for the okay on the AV.
Check 1, 2. Check. Test.
You about ready to go?
As soon as Derek gives us the thumbs up.
1, 2, 2. W.
Oh, is he testing a button?
It seems like each time we start up, he has to fiddle with something. All right. All right. This is Gameland Games, Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. All right, dig it.
Indeed.
Oh, Hey, welcome back to the Dice Tower's coverage of Origins 2016. I'm here again with Michael, who is going to share with us something that you have in the hopper here, Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. So I'm really interested to find out, what have you been up to this time?
Yes, so this is special. This is actually the first time that I'm showing this prototype off anywhere. I mean, we have kept this locked down. So we've announced the game, but nothing has been seen of it. So this is big. This is a big deal right now.
How long has this been in development at this point then?
6 months or so.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
About 6 months or so.
Okay.
So Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea is Gamelin Games taking on a big, huge project. So everybody's like, oh, I love tiny epic kingdoms, right? But when are you going to make giant epic kingdoms?
Yes, I've heard that very thing.
This is essentially that. Okay. Now, it is not the same game mechanically. Very, very new, very, original concept, original stuff. But it does hint to tiny epic kingdoms in some ways. But it is a 4X game, a full big box 4X. The base game includes 80 miniatures.
Oh, so it's going to have minis.
With additional factions of up to another 80 miniatures. I mean, fully invested, you get 160 minis in this game. So I'm telling you, this is the real deal. This is big. All these little meeples you're seeing here are going to be miniatures.
Cool.
Yes, and they're fantastic. And the sculptor is Chad Hoveter of Plaid Hat Games. Tail Feathers, Mice and Mystics. So, I mean, if you know that at all, then you know that these minis are going to be top-notch, highly detailed, high quality, manufactured by the same manufacturer that does our Tiny Epic games. Okay. So owners of those products know the quality that Panda Games produces. So you can really look forward to this one. We're a little ways out. This hits Kickstarter January 26th. So it's still got a little bit of time in the oven. But what you're seeing here is this board is actually a little bit smaller than the final board.
Really?
So we're even a little bit small.
You really are proving to people I can make big games. See?
I can do it. But it is by Scott Alms, so it's still going to possess some of the approachability and other traits that Scott's kind of unique for. I mean, the rule book is not more than 4 or 5 pages.
Oh, okay. How's it work? How's it going to work?
So each player has their own faction, maybe the orcs, the humans, the same kind of thing here as Tiny Epic Kingdoms. But your faction is going to be represented essentially by all your little guys here. This is the setup for one player. Okay. So we have our capital city, which is going to show all of our buildings. This is essentially our tech tree. So you've got a barracks and a wizard tower and a thieves guild, docks and a spire. So this is where all the good action is happening. And then up at the top of the board is kind of an action card or an action track. Okay. Again, similar to Tiny Epic Kingdoms, but very different. It features 2 different kinds of actions. Capital actions, which are going to involve mainly city-based actions or building, things like that. And conquest actions, which are going to be like sailing across the sea or patrolling or flying in a ship or casting spells and things of that nature.
Stuff that affects the map and the other players a lot more.
Precisely.
Okay.
And much like Scott has done with his previous games of following and round robin actions and stuff, this has that as well. So you'll see that I got a couple of little action tokens, and these are what I use to select what I'm doing. Okay. But additionally, I'll have a couple of my guys up here. And so if somebody else takes an action, let's say somebody else takes a conquest action, like they're going to build, well then I can do that as well on their turn, but I'm going to spend one of my peons doing it. Okay. So I would go, well, I'm going to build as well. But see, there's a bit of an economy with that, because these guys are what I need to build my stuff, and these guys are what I need to send out and collect resources. So I'm going to need to weigh those options. Do I want to be taking more actions, or do I want to be expanding more, building my engine more? And that's going to be a big part of the mental battle that's happening on your capital city.
It's always nice to have those decisions where you have to balance your resources to determine which direction you want to go in that turn, in that round.
So there'll be exploration tokens spread out all across. So as you're going into new regions, you'll be discovering new things, flipping things over. So we're definitely going to bring that exploration aspect in. And then there's, of course, war. Absolutely. So when these other nations coming across the sea, coming over to your area and engage in battle, war will be resolved based on the strength of the units that you have, but then also a tactics deck that each player has, and they're the same. So I'll know, and based on looking at these cards, I'll see that Siege is going to cost 4 ore, and it's going to be +3 against Barricade. Barricade is another one of these cards. And so you're going to be able to play one of your cards when you go to battle, and that you're going to base that on kind of, well, what resources is my opponent at? Can he afford a Siege? You know, if he can, maybe I don't want to play Barricade, right? Because Siege totally trumps my Barricade. And so I'm going to want to weigh in kind of what he has, what I think he's going to play. Is he going to kind of defend, or is he going to really go for it all and really spend a lot? And that'll be based on that, I'll make my decision as what card I'm going to play.
Interesting. I see the land, and I see the sea. How does the air play into this?
Yes, so they're going to be cardboard constructs. So think like Cult Express, right? You punch out these things and build up all these awesome components. So that is where the air part will come in, because each faction built from the Spire will have an air vessel. It may be a dragon, and that may only seat 1, but that's for the orcs, for instance, where the humans alternatively have an airship and it can seat 3. And so you actually be putting your minis in these constructs.
Really?
And then that's how you're going to be flying around and traveling the world. And again, each faction's a little bit different. While the dragon may be particularly tough for combat, again, he only carries one guy. So if you're trying to get your peasants to another area for more resources, it's going to be a bit tougher if you're the orcs. You're going to maybe find a different way to do that. Whereas the humans are going to be particularly keen at that, you know. And you'll have a construct for your boat. So you'll be building up a boat and traveling that around. Your heroes, towers that you'll be spreading around the nation. It's just got it all, man.
Wow.
Fully loaded.
I was going to say, Michael, you've thought of everything here. Wow. So again, Kickstarter probably going to be first thing in 2017?
That's right.
Excellent. Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how this one progresses, and be sure to keep us posted on its progress.
Yes, check it out. Check it out. Thank you.
In the meantime, thanks for watching the Dice Towers coverage of Origin 2016, and we'll talk to you again soon. Very cool. Wow.
While you're taking that, I'm going to have these guys setting up. So.
Cool. Perfect. All right. Finally.
I just want to get these guys.
Finally.
1, 2. Check 3, 4, 5. Checking it out.
All right. We're live.
Talk to the people. It's live. It's live. Talk to the people.
Oh, hey, everybody. This is near the end of the live stream. You're listening to Tom Bassel speaking, by the way. This is near the end of the live stream. We have one more thing here to do from Pandasaurus. And then when they are done, we're going to be going to lunch. So we will then be back at 1 o'clock for some more streaming. So just keep that in mind. So. Thank you for all the kind words. Guys, I really want to, for those of you listening, I do want to give a big shout out to Derek. Derek has done a phenomenal job with the audio for this. It's really helped. I think our audio for this has been better than any show we've ever done. And then, of course, Chaz and Sam and Eric as hosts. I got Matt. And then I have Mike and a couple other guys who are running the table, so I don't even have to, which is, again, an amazing thing.
All right, we're going to throw over to the set now.
What's the matter?
I'm throwing over to the set.
Say what?
In front of you, like there?
There's a raider and two guys. I can't reach over there.
Okay.
We are currently live. All of your mics are currently streaming.
Oh yes, the internet can hear us at the moment.
Got it. Hi, internet.
And is it Wasteland Express?
Wasteland Express delivery service.
Ben and Matthew or Matt?
Matt's fine.
Matt. Okay, Ben and Matt.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
Chaz.
Chaz.
Yes.
Chaz. Just not that I might have to address you, but just in case.
And who is this being published by?
Pandasaurus.
Oh, it is Pandasaurus.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
There we go.
Good that you asked.
Excellent. All right. So what I'm going to do is we're going to sync up the audio, and then I'm going to pause, and then I'll do the introduction, and I'll turn over the about 6 minutes to the interview.
Cool.
Is Derek set?
Yes.
All right. This is Pandasaurus Wasteland Express Delivery Service. Hey, and welcome back to the Dice Towers coverage of Origins 2016. And today I'm here with Ben and Matt, who are going to be talking about Wasteland Express Delivery Service from Pandasaurus. This looks really interesting.
Yes.
So guys, tell me all about this.
All right, so here what we have is your post-apocalyptic wasteland.
Okay.
And Wasteland Express Delivery Service, what you are is your truckers. Okay. And what you're trying to do is truck goods across the board. What we have is some factions that are trying to fill the void, the power void that's, in the wasteland.
Oh, yeah.
You've got Archivists and the New Republic, and you've got, what they're trying to do is give you different jobs to complete around the wasteland. So there's some weapons that are going to be made here, and you don't want to truck weapons over there. There's food and water needs around the board. And then what you also have are these raiders, these bandits. They're going to be going around the board and attacking people. So it's kind of cool because it's almost like a Eurotrash type experience where you've got the dice chucking and the battle and the different characters and the awesome thematic art from Riccardo Burcelli. But you can also do some little Euro mechanics too, so that's pretty strategic as well, because you can pick up and pay for goods, go make a profit by selling them, or instead of paying for goods, I'll go attack an outpost or a raider truck, and I'll go get goods by attacking type of thing.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
so almost a mercenary economic experience.
That's a great way to put it, absolutely. And then on top of that, there's going to be some goals out there, like a storyline that we follow over multiple scenarios.
Oh, cool.
So
almost a campaign mode almost?
There is a campaign, absolutely. Yeah, that's what we're kind of calling it.
Nice,
so like one campaign mode might be like, hey, there's a special irradiated artifact that has been discovered here. Like, go make a little money and get a special hold that'll hold this artifact, and then go get it and transport it over there. And it's kind of like one of them escort quests.
Right.
Where it's like you're going to get attacked in every octagon that you come in, and you got to escort this here. Right. Or hey, there's this other special thing that needs to be found, and there's these little dig spots, and go get the special shovel and go dig until you find the artifact. So there's
lots of different varieties.
Absolutely, all these different missions to do.
The campaign mode is actually, it's 8 fully unique campaigns, and they include both, you change the cards around a little bit. There's these faction decks that kind of drive the idea that you're interacting with these factions in the wasteland, and there's different overall quests that what you're trying to do, like to win, right? You're trying to do these certain big jobs that we're all fighting over the opportunity to do. And those are going to be different with each of the 8 scenarios. Okay. And then there's also a free play mode, so that even after you play through the 8 scenarios, you can always set it up and just play it like a, like a Eurotrash American experience.
Giving it some more legs.
Absolutely, you'll have legs forever, pretty much.
That's excellent.
And then the art, from Riccardo Burcelli is just amazing. He's really brought to life the raiders and the different faction decks. And you come across these crazy guys like Monsieur Level, or however you pronounce it.
That guy.
That awesome guy right there. Exactly. So you're fighting these guys, and from the designer side, what I really like is what I said, is there's so many different ways to skin the cat. Because what you're going to do too is these trucks, you're going to mod your truck up, right? Like you're not just going to go around with a boring truck. The first thing you're going to do is go find the mod shop or the temp mod shop. You're going to load up some missiles and some bombs. Maybe I'm going to get a trailer, because maybe I want to be heavy economic. Maybe I don't want to attack all the time. So I'll go get the extended trailer and I'll do more of an economic thing.
Nice.
So you're going to customize your truck how you want to play the game based on your personality. The trucks start with variable player powers, because who doesn't like that, right? So pick the driver and the truck you like. Start with a little buff. Like one guy starts faster. There's a pretty cool movement, how the movement works in this. One guy just starts faster type of thing. So pick the truck you want, mod the crap out of it, go pick up and deliver, go attack. There's just so many different ways you can play it to your personality. So
I mean, the replayability is pretty big.
And plus the trucks are going to be, they're all completely custom miniatures.
Oh, if each
100%.
We won't be using the bootleggers trucks.
Right.
That custom
I was
copy.
going to say, those look really familiar.
They do.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of the components, so where is this in the production and development process?
Right, so you're looking at the art. This is the real art for the board with the octagons and the squares, the terrain and the cities and the outposts.
Okay.
So this is clearly a prototype, but this is the art for the board. It's beautiful and gorgeous. We're gonna have custom mini sculpts though for the Raider trucks. We've got the player trucks that are gonna go around. We're not gonna use the Heartland trucks, you know, we're gonna have real trucks, real Raider trucks. And the goods are not just cubes in this game. They're gonna be molded custom goods.
They're awesome.
So the weapons and the food and the water, they're custom pieces and they're gonna fit in the trucks that
so
the Raiders are hauling around.
Yeah.
So they actually carry them around the board, and we're so excited. The pics are going to be coming out soon of the molds for the trucks are really exciting. Like they went out of their way. They look a lot like what you see here. So the molds are, you know, representative of the different art that you can see here. And they're really exciting. Like very talented sculptor. And,
the guy he did a fantastic job. And we've got the attack mechanics are based around custom dice that we, you know, a little attack mechanic that works very, very well. And like Ben said, I mean, the sculptor took Ricardo's art and made his sculpts around the arts. They look, your truck looks like your art. It's fantastic. And the Raider trucks are crazily unique. And again, there's two different Raider decks. There's the when you engage the Raider trucks that are moving around the board, you have one deck and it has all this awesome character art, and then these are actually out of the outpost. If you work your way out to the Raider outpost, you're engaging these ridiculous, and there's like 100 pieces of custom character art in the game, and they really, I mean, they did a fantastic job. They went all out. You know, the art's been great.
The combat is very simple. It's a custom dice system, so very easy to pick up. You know, you just roll some dice, and it'll be fun.
I was going to ask, is this hitting Kickstarter in the future? Or is
no, I think he's shooting for a fall release.
Fall release?
Probably sometime right around Essen, maybe a little before.
Oh, excellent. Cool.
Yes.
We'll definitely keep an eye out for this one. So thank you, Ben.
Thank you very much.
Matt, thanks for stopping by.
I want to say John Gilmore was our co-designer, just to say hi to John. He couldn't make it, but wherever John is, thanks a lot. There's a three-man team on this one, me, Ben, and John.
Excellent. Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing more about this one. And in the meantime, thanks for watching the Dice Towers coverage of the Origin 2016 Game Fair, and we will talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Chaz. That was great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I could not hold this down all day. Nice job.
Your guys' enthusiasm, though, that carried it through. This is...
Tom, do you want to close the screen, or should I just do it? It's on. You can let people know.
Hey, folks, that's it. We'll be back at 1 o'clock. See you then. And we're going to be shutting the live stream down because it's lunchtime. Yeah. Hey, guys, we really appreciate you hanging on board. And we'll be back later. Bye. Oh, I'm on. Ha!
Lunchtime.
I think I might have had too much caffeine for
I don't know. You are super hyper.
This will be gone tonight. Okay,
You pounded that Vente hot chocolate this morning. So.
I did. Hot chocolate.
That's right. You had
Sorry.
that this morning, though. That was hours ago, man.
All right. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.